Hit the go live. Back in the seat. Alright. Okay. How we doing, everybody? Hit the go live. People are gathering. Hey, hey. Alright, sorry. Gathering up replays, doing messages, letting the stream start. How's the moo cow? Ask him yourself, he's up in his tower. Yeah, good boy. Yeah, moo cow's fine. He's good. He's good. Okay, I have a lot of messages. Okay. We had some minor technical difficulties on the tournament end, but it looks like everybody's going smoothly now. Looks like. Alright, so we do have a Swiss bracket for 4 rounds, and then whoever gets the most points in those 4 rounds, if there are any ties, we'll deal with them with a quick elimination. If it's 2 people tied, then just those 2 people will fight real quick to determine the winner. If it's like 3 or 4 people, we'll deal with it. Right? Right. So, if you haven't been around for these replays, it is new players only. You'll probably see some silly builds. You'll probably see some silly stuff. We do cast random replays from the Swiss stage until we get to whenever the finals is or isn't, if it exists. And yeah, so it's just going to be a crap ton of replays from players of various skill levels and various ideas on what the meta should be, which is often quite silly. Starting off, we have Balrain versus Complex Slayer. Balrain's been around my Discord for a bit, chatting here and there. I don't know if I've gotten to cast too many of his games, if any at all, so this is rather exciting for me. Servid's is here, Art Splash Manuel, Nightmare Soul Hunter, Zero, CJ, Art Splash again, Fernie, Patrick, Captain Tealis, Lil Trill, Wesley Bravo, Samuel, and then Samuel. 2 Sams. First game of the day already has some Skaven in it, which makes it a good day, versus Chaos Dwarves, and it looks like somebody is stealing the Umai's tech of the triple bulls. Now, instead of a Bale Taurus and a Great Taurus, we just have 2 Great Tauruses. Source of Prophet of Fire, Burning Head, and Cascading Fire Cloak, then 2 Infernal Ironsworn, Frontline of Goblin Laborers, the Blazing Beards of Bazarok, and more Chaos Dwarf Warriors. We do have 3 Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders with Spears. I like a lot of this build. I don't know how I feel about the Infernal Ironsworn. Actually, I know how I feel about them. I feel badly about them, because the Skaven excel at killing armored infantry. So, the Infernal Ironsworn are pretty much just here for their blasting charges, which makes them pay an obscene premium for just those blasting charges, but in melee they won't be much of a threat. Other than that, I really like the Chaos Dwarf build. I like taking the triple Tauruses. Skaven always have problems with large monsters flying around and causing terror, and the Bale Tauruses have proven quite effective with their extremely high weapon strength, that they can just dive into something and do a lot of damage quickly. if they're supported, right? If these guys flew in, which so far they're not, but if they flew in way ahead of the rest of the formation and just got killed off before the front line was pressuring the Skaven, that'd be a different story. But looks like Bahrain's being nice and slow. For the Skaven front line, we have 5 Skaven slaves, 2 Eshin Triads for the anti-large, armor, piercing, and sundering, 4 Rat Ogres, including Pit Fighters of Hell's Deep, Packmaster to buff them up, a Gracier of Ruin with his Aerial Net, Dreaded 13th spell, and then the Musk of Fear passive, 2 Globes, Icket Zap Zap, and an Avalanche Mortar. You see the Avalanche Mortars are already doing what we feared on these Infernal Ironsworn, massacring those poor guys. Rip. One Infernal Ironsworn is already going to rout. Might not shatter just yet, but it is going to rout. Blasting charges will get rid of the Skaven Slaves quickly, but honestly they do more friendly fire damage to Hobgoblin Cutthroats than the Skaven Slaves are even worth. So far, everything is turning up rats at the very start. But here comes the big spenders. The Great Tauruses trying to get involved and shut down any of the ranged units before the Infernal Ironsworn or Chaos Dwarf Warriors get here. And we need these Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders to do a ton of work in this matchup, because the heavy infantry of the Dwarfs is not going to get through the front line particularly quickly or do a lot of damage quickly. It's going to be the single entities and the mobility that wins or loses this game. Already we have some Skaven Slaves routing. 1 Bale Taurus, regular Taurus, sorry, has taken out a Poison Wind Globe. Blasting charges kill off another Skaven Slave. Packmaster's trying to bail this area out, but the Skaven Slaves are routing rather quickly with that nearby Terror taking them out. We'll see if the Dwarves can really get into this area and just saturate things down, cause a nuisance for the Skaven to deal with. And the Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders are now getting activated. They're going to try and swoop in and clean up anything that routes, which is very, very, very important when you're playing against Skaven, Greenskins, Beastmen, Norska, anybody with low leadership. If you can get them to rout, you need to follow them off. Otherwise, they'll get that second, third, fourth, fifth charge that you really just don't want to deal with. Sorcerer Prophet stuck fighting the Gracier, though. Pit Fighters and other Rat Ogres nearby. He should be able to get up into this guy if he needs to. This Great Taurus is stuck fighting an Eshin Triads and not enjoying that whatsoever. But here come the Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders for the ranged units. Another Infernal Ironsworn is shut down, though, which is not a good time for the Chaos Dwarves. Both the Great Taurus is taking a lot of damage. I believe both of them were fighting Eshin Triads. Now, one of the Triads does tear out away, but this other one is doing just fine. Dreaded 13th Summon is out, doing big damage to Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders and summoning a Halberd here. I think the Chaos Dwarves are in pretty darn big trouble. Just an overinvestment in heavy infantry is quite the problem. And then the Great Tauruses, they jumped in at the right timing, but they were unsupported otherwise. They did just get surrounded by Eshin Triads and grounded dust. At this point, I am extremely pessimistic on the Chaos Dwarves' ability to win. The Great Taurus is going to rally and come back. They have some infantry that also needs to be given new orders. Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders are mostly controlling the backfield, trying to keep these Eshin Triads routing. That looks like that's not going to be the case. Still have a healthy Lord. Both the Tauruses are back, but I just don't know where the DPS comes from. Nice Breath Tackle right off the Eshin Triads. That's good. But I mean, we still have Icket Zap Zap shooting. We still have a metric shit ton of Rat Ogres, 1 healthy Eshin Triad, and that Stormvermin Halberd is fake. He'll go away in about 15 seconds. So maybe things start to look better there, but I don't really know. Hobgoblins are going to keep routing things off for now. There's a big Burning Head. Ooh, but the Burning Head is through a summon, which is unfortunately not worth the Winds of Magic or time. There goes the Halberds. Blazing Beards starting to move back into combat now, but the Avalanche Mortars get off one last little volley before the Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders are going to hit them in the side and shut those guys down once again. The Chaos Dwarf Warriors are dead. And that's looking like a GG. Any favorites for this tournament? Let me take a look. Complex Slayer's pretty good, the guy who's playing the Skaven right now. Dust Bunny's been killing it. Guillaume and Power Chan are also quite solid. Out of those 4, I'd probably go with Complex Slayer out of those 4, and then Guillaume. It's tough, though. They're all 4 pretty solid. Packmaster and his Rat Ogre is getting to duel with the Sorcerer Prophet of Fire. Meanwhile, the Great Taurus and some Blazing Beards of Bazarok fighting back against the Pit Fighters of Hell's Deep and the Gracier. Now, I guess one positive thing I could say is the Gracier is an artificially large amount of balance of power, but as he throws out his second Stormvermin summon, it damages down the Blazing Beards, and it's going to rout off this Great Taurus again. That's probably just going to be GG at this point. Really huge burning head through the last triad. But the Chaos Dwarfs are too far behind. There's not enough going on for them here. Ikit Zap Zap is routed off for now, so are the triads. But there's still 3 healthy Rat Ogres, a Packmaster, and a Greyseer holding the line. I'll fast forward unless something crazy happens, but I do believe this is just doomed. Cascading Fire Cloak, trying to help out the Source Prophet of Fire as he lands on top of the Rat Ogres. Great Taurus is back yet again. If it routes any more times, it will shatter. As the Chaos Dwarves kind of rally their disparate forces for one last push at this. Great Taurus does land in the Pit Fighters of Hell's Deep. It's going to get some Warpstone chunks shoved into its flanks there. It's going to rout, which will shatter it, so it's gone. Other Hobgoblin Cutthroats and Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders try and rejoin the fight, but Eshin Triads re-surround the Sorcerer Prophet, take him down to 35 armor, and army losses will hit. GG. Good first game, getting the Skaven a dub. Alright, for Belrain, his Great Tauruses did alright. His Lord did really awesome, but you can see those Ironsworn. That's like over 2,000, what is it, 2,400 gold of unit, and they got 260 value between them. You just can't take Armored Infantry into Skaven. Yeah. For the Skaven, the Warp Lightning Cannon actually didn't get much value throughout the whole game. The Great Tauruses, I think that was more of a good play by Belrain than a bad play by Complex Slayer that this didn't get value. He hid his Tauruses behind trees on the entire advance and then only hopped in when the front line collided. That was really, really good. There were other mistakes throughout the game, but his setup to the fight was like 100% perfect. Played the shit out of that. Avalanche Mortars got really, really good value. Eshin Triads both did pretty darn well. So, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that was game 1 in the books. S tier. It's true. Is the Shadow and the Blade a must-have DLC for Skaven or nah? No, I'd say Ikit Claw's DLC is a must-have. Shadow and the Blade is solid, but actually, like, all the Skaven DLCs are good for multiplayer. They're good for multiplayer, right? But if I had to pick one to not take, it'd actually probably be Shadow and the Blade. As fucked as that is, but Thrott's DLC is also really important for the Skaven. The Brood Horror mounts and the Packmaster are very strong right now in the meta. Wolf Rats are very, very important in several matchups. Thrott himself sucks ass, but that's whatever. But the DLC Thrott brought gave you 2 very important tools, while the Shadow and the Blade give you Eshin Triads, which are good. Don't get me wrong, Eshin Triads are good. But then the Warp Grinders, some people use them. I really don't get much effect out of them. And Poison Wind Mortars are also quite good. So again, it's hard to really shit-talk a Skaven DLC because they brought so many great tools. As opposed to like the High Elf DLCs. The High Elves, if you don't get any of their DLCs, you still have most of their good units. But the Skaven, their DLCs were all just amazing for their units and their competitive viability. But yeah, I'd say Shadow and the Blade is the least good out of very good DLCs. Game 2 of the day is Parry and Riposte. Parry Riposte versus Lone Wolf. Sigvald versus the High Elves. 89 kills on Skaven Slaves. Let's go get promoted. What does Norska become? It's all just skirmish guy. Vanthus, how dare you? Alright, sorry I was behind on chat. I had a bunch of messages I was going through. For game 2 of the day, we have some very elite units. As we have Chaos Warriors of Slaanesh with Hell Scourges, Devoted Marauders of Slaanesh with Hell Scourges, a whole whip front line to whip those elves into shape. And then in the backs, we have some Spawn of Slaanesh, more Chaos Warriors than those things, Hellflayers, Sigvald, and a Chaos Fury. On the other side for the High Elves. Lothern Seaguard, 3 of them. A Swordmaster of Hoeth, 2 Spearmen on the sides with white lines of Christ in the front. Rahagra's Pride, a Life Cast with Earthblood and Regrowth. The Fireborn, and Tyrion, Heir of Venarian, wielder of Sunfang, yada yada yada. First notes on the builds. Sigvald is neat, but Slaanesh should bring a caster. Casters are... The example I keep going with is a caster in Warhammer is like a queen in chess. If you don't have it, there's no reason not to have it. There's 0 arguments for how to ever have a build without a caster if you could have had one, where it's worth not having. It's just too versatile of a unit. As far as the Hellscourge's frontline, I don't love it versus the High Elves because... Hold on. I'm talking too much about the builds and not enough about the game, so I'm just going to pause it and talk about this general practitioner point. There's a concept to talk about with defensive infantry. Defensive infantry with a high melee defense are not good at rushing. They're good at defending something. But the problem with Slaanesh and the Hellscourges in general, I know there's Slaanesh experts that really like the Hellscourges, but I just don't, because what are they defending for? They're going to hold forever versus the High Elves, but they're not going to get through them very quickly. And what are you stopping them from getting to? Nothing. There's nothing back here. Well, as you're trying to get onto their archers more quickly, I don't think the Hellscourges are worth the extra money for the higher melee defense, because you're just stalling out a game versus one of the factions that's the best at stalling. The High Elves have some of the highest melee defense stats in the entire game. They are here to chill. They want to just vibe and shoot you. So, some people like the Hellscourges, but I think this is not the matchup for them, because you're facing a look at these fucking unit cards. 50 melee defense versus 30 melee attack. And it's like, oh no, we have 38 melee defense. Cool, bro, but they're not trying to hit you. They have 22 melee attack. They're just trying to sit here. Anyway, I really don't like when people bring defensive units into High Elves. So, just wanted to do that little thing. Because it is like advice, right? If you're playing Slaanesh, it's like, go with the cheaper Marauder variants and then get some more Cavalry or some more Disruptors. Because like, look at the Chaos Furies. The Chaos Furies are doing great. I don't want to be a shitter, but the Chaos Furies just flew over the front line and got with the Archers. That's excellent. No problem with that at all. But the Hellscourges are just... they're either going to lose the Swordmasters or they're just holding for no purpose like this. Like, that's happening, but the High Elves are super chill if you're just vibing. This Fury rear charge has taken half health off Lothern Seaguard, and the Chaos Spawn plus the Marauders are slipping through the front line with just their weight of numbers. They're starting to get through here, so I am liking that target priority. Good job getting onto Lothern Seaguard rather than just blobbing on the front line for too long. And Sigvald is rejoining the area. Spawn trying to take down Rahagra's Pride. Now, on the High Elf side, they do need to spend a little bit more of their resources saving their Lothern Seaguard. A Fireborn is chasing the Hellflayers around the map, which is a great use of the Hellflayers' time. Yeah, they're chill. They're doing great with that. The Fireborn should probably be peeling for these Lothern Seaguard and ignoring the Hellflayers, though I get that can be a difficult decision to make, especially if they get a juicy rear charge on the Lothern Seaguard. Those guys do have charge defense, but I don't believe it applies when you're going backwards. High Elves are very far up on the balance of power, but let's see the Hellflare charge! Get him! Oh my goodness! A decent charge for once, as they go through most of Lothern Seaguard, do about a quarter of their HP, and now they seem to be thoroughly stuck as the Fireborn are trying to rear charge them, but 2 of the models can't get out of the High Elves, and they're gonna get fucking killed. Chaos Fury is very close to their Demonic Instability crumbling point, but they have taken over half health off these Lothern Seaguards, so they've been doing very, very well for themselves. The Hellscourge's front line are still doing their best, but Swordmasters are kind of cleaving in any direction they can get their filthy little elf fingers on, and killing Marauders every which way. Spawn and Sigvald are still fighting against Tyrion. Sigvald is a decent duelist. I mean, he's very good in the scope of the game, but versus Tyrion, he's outmatched. 102 and 120 for melee stats versus 70, 84. That is 2 stat sticks going at it. As Lothern Seaguard have been freed up now, the Hellflayer's charge was very well microed, and it's a shame that he wasn't rewarded more for how hard he got this unit to try and do some work. Look at that Wood Archer volley! Takes out a quarter of this thing's HP, and then it charges him and doesn't do shit. Oh, but their charge brace, their brace defense versus large charge, brace charge. Yeah, whatever. Still a bad unit. Can't even fucking kill some hybrid-ass archers in the backfield. It costs, like, more than them. They're 1,000 gold, aren't they? The Hellflayers? I think they are. Slaanesh front line is starting to buckle. The High Elves have gone nowhere, and they've gone nowhere fast. All 3 of their archers continue to shoot. Tyrion is cycle charging in and out, occasionally getting some healing, and that is really the one positive for Slaanesh here, is that Sigvald has so far repulsed Tyrion every time Tyrion came in for the fight. The Fireborn stuck in the front line. Might want to back off and kind of refresh that charge bonus. They really don't want to bump and grind. I mean, cavalry in general doesn't want to bump and grind. Hey, the Hellflayers died. Great. Cavalry don't really want to bump and grind in general, but we did keep mentioning that these are the bump and grind version of the Chaos Warriors of Slaanesh. They have very high melee defense and armor, so the Fireborn really aren't going to get too much down here without cycle charging. Everybody for Slaanesh is routing besides Sigvald, this almost routing Chaos Warrior, a full health Chaos Warrior, and then a spawn that's down to 1 model. Bounce power is closing in on army losses, and I am forced to agree. Why does nobody hammer an anvil with Marauders and Demonettes? Demonettes on the flank get killed by cavalry on the charge. Demonettes of Slaanesh would die to any cavalry charging them in the face. You would need Slaanesh cavalry to protect them, and then charge in with the Demonettes. And at that point, like, I don't know. The money has to come from somewhere. So if you spend all this money on Cav and all this money on Demonettes, you probably didn't spend very much money on Marauders, and they're going to be dead by the time you get there. I want CA to release a DLC to bring stuff like Rat Swarms in the game alongside the Marienburg land ship. Marienburg land ship is kind of funny. We are getting into the fast-forward territory, as it is soon to just be Sigvald versus the world. The world is an awfully large place. As Tyrion and the Fireborn kill off these random Chaos Warriors with Hell Scourges. Law and Secret still have a ton of ammo. Army losses hits. Getting some more replays from people. People sending me replays for us to cast. Including Guillermo. Alright. Swordmasters were living their best life out there. 1,800 value for those boys. Loth and Seaguard all did pretty darn well. That's that. For Lone Wolf, Sigvald did well. Chaos Spawn actually, like, they didn't get a lot of value, but they were very important. Like, they pushed the front line. The Hellflayers was unfortunately just, like, not worth taking, and there's a reason that it's a trash unit. The rest of his build is alright. I disagree with the Hell Scourges, but I don't think they're objectively bad. I think they're suboptimal. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, they can work, but I think X, Y, and Z would be better. The Hellflayer, I think, is just objectively bad. So, yeah, rip on that unit. The rest was okay. He played pretty well. So that's good. We take those. Okay. Kislev versus Beastmen. Captain Telis versus Heimdallr. Heimdallr. Kamikaze Banzai. All of the DLC units for Kislev have been super amazing besides the Frostworm. The Frostworm's garbage. It's utter trash. Everything else is, like, ridiculously overpowered.
We warned you, the daughters and I.
Didn't the Keeper's Secrets get a buff? Isn't she better now? Yeah, her AoE Rampage is amazing. Now they're just proccing everything. Stop giving speeches every time a game starts! It's infuriating. Alright. For Kislev, we have 2 Warbear Riders, one of which is the Oath Brothers of Tor. We have a Patriarch with his double heals. We do have Mother Ostankia with her overcasted Traitorkin, but for the undercasted cost spell. And then Guliaz for healing. We have some Kislevite Warriors from the front line, Kossar Spears, more armored Kossars in the back, and 1 Wing Lancer and a Kossified Dervish. For the Beastmen on the other side, a whole mess of Ungor herds and Ungor Spearman herds, 3 Archers, 3 Razorgore herds, triple Minotaurs, one of which is Butch's Skunk Guard. We have a Doom Bull, and then a Bright Shaman of Wild with Traitorkin. Mother Ostankia has charged into Ungor Spearman herds, and after some updates where she's gotten nerfs in a row, she now actually takes damage while in melee, and that's pretty cool. Here come the Minos. Can the Warbear Riders get out of here? It looks like it's going to be a bit of a tricky escape, but they'll try their best, as the Oath Brothers are going to countercharge in. But with a bunch of cheap spear support, they'll need a little bit more help. They'll need some spells or something. Looks like a Gouliaz is coming up for a bit of healing. The Patriarch also has to recommit to this fight to give some more healing. And in comes the Vengeance of Spirits. Huge damage onto these Minotaurs and the Razorgore herds. They're getting shredded, and 2 other Minos are coming to join this fight too. But honestly, this is a fine fight for them. All the Minotaurs want to fight these big things, and Kislev doesn't have any support in this area. Elsewhere, the Ungor Tide is overrunning the backline of Kislev. Watchmen and the Knight are pushing forward, though, and Khorne Dervishes and Winged Lancers are also slamming through these guys. So both sides trading a lot up there, but the big fight is down here as the Minotaurs are ripping apart the Oath Brothers of Tor. Mother of Stank is also in some danger as the Patriarch and the Warbear Riders abandon the fight, which means the Patriarch is not providing his healing or his buffs to the Oath Brothers of Tor. That only works when he's in melee with them. So this is a bit of a disaster for the Kislevites on this side. Minotaur's still ready to take this fight, and the Warbear Riders are going to opt back in while the Oath Brothers of Tor opt out. Mother Ostankia herself got safe, but that is about it. I think a Spirit Bearer is coming in for the Butchers of Kalkengard. There is the Slurpy Seal of Doom. And mixed damage there. But the Warbear Rider's getting trashed on, and the Doom Bull is also about to dive in onto the Patriarch, lowering his melee defense down to 20. Another Omen of Spirits is out, but that actually causes damage to her own troops, plus a Traitorkin on those troops. Ow, that is a lot of damage in. As she was trying to cast... I don't know if she wanted the power recharge. I wonder if she was just trying to overcast it, which actually changes what the spell is, because Lord of Hags is different like that. Beastmen are ahead on the balance of power, as overall the Kislevites are in very rough shape, as the Patriarch has flat out died in combat there. So there's no more healing for them outside of her Gouliaz, which takes a long time to heal anything. Warbears are just about toast. And we now have to wonder if the Winged Lancers can carry. Winged Lancers are trying to rout off everything on this far side, as Khorne Dervishes also help out a little bit. They do not have that glorious charge buff that a lot of other Kislevites got, though. Hey, Edwin. Chariots melee should be bad against everything, but their charge impacts should murder infantry. Yeah. Hi, Desire Drive. Omen of Spirits does friendly fire. The Overcast does. The Overcast affects allies in range, causes damage to self. So the Overcast is for power recharge and spell mastery, but you hurt your own units. I think the Overcast is really bad. I would never use it. What troop type should Skaven have that they don't have? Monstrous mounted knights, like Storm Vermin on the back of some Rat Ogres, and give them like a model count of maybe 24. Make them expensive, but Skaven just need more multi-entity monstrous stuff besides Rat Ogres and Bullfrats. End of list. Winged Lancers are going to get a side charge, and they do have their glorious charge buffs that should actually rout off the Butchers of Kalkengard. There they go. Might also rout these other Minos of great weapons, and Kislev is coming back on the balance of power. Something is happening over here. It is a Gouliaz, but it's followed up by a Traitorkin onto Mother Ostankia and her Bear Cav and her Khorne Dervishes. Mass rout in from the side of the Beastmen, though, which is pretty bad for them. Winged Lancers took a pounding while fighting the Minotaurs with great weapons. Some archers are trying to give them support on the way out, and more halberds are running forward as well. Can Mother Ostankia and some Cav carry this? Doombull is stuck fighting armored Kossars. There's actually still a good amount of Kislevite infantry on the battlefield, considering how heavily they were outnumbered at the start. It looks like they prevailed over the Beastmen, though they were outnumbered like 3 or 4 or 5 to 1. Kislevite warriors trying to hold against the Minos, getting a little bit of halberd damage out, which is nice, and Kossar's Spear is going to line up these point-blank shots. A rear charge in from the Winged Lancers could get these guys to rout, but the Butchers of Kalkengard are back. They were not able to be escorted off the battlefield, so they did just come back stronger and better than ever. Armored Kossar are stuck fighting the Prey Shaman of Wilds, and in the distance, the Warbears plus the Khorne Dervishes are just chasing off some stuff with Mother Ostankia. But every second you delay, you die a little bit more. If you get that reference, you're one of the real ones, type the game in chat. If you don't know what it is, fuck you. Anyway, it's an old game, because I'm an old man. Every moment you delay, you die a little bit more. But seriously, the more you delay, the worse this is getting for Kislev, because the Butchers of Kalkengard are regenning up. More and more Traitorkins are getting stacked up, so even if Mother Ostankia and the Warbears rejoin the fight, they're just going to get cucked. Just getting real scary. Watchmen in the Night, full HP. That does not matter. Versus Minotaurs. But oh boy, they're trying. I can overcast Traderkin my own units for some vague buff. Sign me up. Stormfiends as a tier 5 hybrid monsters infantry would be pog. That could be pretty fun. Skaven don't really need more single entities. They need the single entities they have to actually be worth a damn, and they also need more mass. More Molder mass, right? You want thematic mass. I'm not saying Skaven should get raw cavalry. That's like their faction identities. They don't have that, and that's fine. But as a faction, they're currently really struggling because it's like, all right, I took 4 rat ogres, and after that, I can't take any more mass, so you guys can just roll over me. Hey, Spartan fucking gets it! Spartan gets it! Coming in with the save! Most doctors these days, they don't make house calls. Ah, but Dr. Thrax still does. He fucking gets it, this guy. He's my new favorite. Look at him go. Regular cast of Vengeance, Overcast. Does Overcast trigger can damage for 6 wins magic deeper? It doesn't need an Overcast of its own. Tequila Sunset, that's true. But the Overcast version of that spell is dog shit. In comes a Goliath to heal up the Watchman in the Night and Mother of Stankia, just as the Traderkin hits her to take her back down. Wolfrat Riders, that seems silly. Bray Shaman of Wilds is going to fight the Cosmic Dervishes for a little bit, and can the Doom Bull carry? Mother of Stankia gets in there. And loses that fight decisively, but here comes that Vengeance of Spirit damage out. It is shredding our poor little Bray Shaman friend, getting good damage out on the Doom Bull, and he is staying inside the ring for now. Tries to get out, but yeah, look at the damage it just did to that poor guy while he was surrounded. He's still getting eaten alive by these Watchmen of the Night, but a big charge in for the Butchers of Calvin Guard. Take Mother of Stankia nice and low. Here comes the Oath Brothers of Tor Lightning, and it manages not to hit the Butchers at all. Their stats are unaffected by this. Same with the Doom Bull. What the fuck? That lightning didn't hit anybody? Watchmen in the Night still trying to kill the Bray Shaman of Wilds, but they are needed elsewhere, so they're going to charge over into the side of these Minotaurs and try to get something done there while the Oath Brothers of Tor hold for just a little bit longer. But the Doom Bull is back on Mother of Stankia. She tries to get away. She tries to path out of here, but he is going to hit her in just a second. And I wonder if that one overcasted Traderkin from her, or whatever the hell it is called, the Vengeance of Spirits overcast, really messed her up because it put her stuff on cooldown, damaged her own units, all for some power recharge or whatever. She doesn't love that. There is another one, but it fades before the cast actually finishes. Now the Watchmen in the Night are stuck fighting alone. They do have Buyer Blood, so they'll get to fight till the end, even if army losses hits, but they can't kill all this stuff before the game actually is called on them. So we'll fast forward here. GG. A DLC based around lava fire rats? That seems scary. Oh, for Clan Vulcan, like their tail slashers. Alright, the Warbears, decent value, but they did get isolated out quite nicely by Heimdallr here. Heimdallr. Watchmen the Night did well. Mother of Stankia, 2,600 value because they took away Flock of Doom and they nerfed her a bunch of ways, and then they gave her the best spell in the entire fucking game to compensate for any of her nerfs. Good job, lads. Good job. So you know that the players in this tournament do have one global ban apiece, so if Kislev gets through... I don't know, man. I mean, the Beastmen won, so I shouldn't complain, but this faction's so ridiculous. This faction just makes me upset. All the Minotaurs did great. The Doom Bull did great. The Traderkin Caster did amazing. Razorgore Herds, only one of them managed to pay for himself, and the Ungor Tide didn't get a lot of value, but it did like really put Kislev under pressure, especially on their backline, so I can't complain. It was a good build, executed well. GG. Next game, the glorious Dust Bunny Armada versus Geraldo 7. Not Geraldo 1 through 6. Fuck those guys. Geraldo 7, he's one of the real ones. Glorious Dust Bunny Armada on Tzeentch. I think Tzeentch is the most fun of the DLC factions. A lot of the stuff Tzeentch got is strong, but has counters, especially after the Needleth nerfs, right? I'm not trying to, like, rose-tinted glasses the past. You know, there were some problems, but, like, the Chaos Lord is fun, but he's pretty expensive, so it's not like you can take him for free, but he does open up some heroes that you can take, that you didn't get to take. I don't know. I'm just very positive on the Tzeentch stuff. For Tzeentch, we have 2 Skirmish Cav, 2 Chaos Knights, a Centaur of Tzeentch, the Mutilith Vortex Beast post-nerfs, 4 Marauders of Tzeentch, a Chaos Lord with his halberd up on a disc mount, change or die, and then his Colossal Stance, and then a Chaos Sorcerer of Tzeentch with Infernal Gateway and Blue Fire. On the other side, for the Chaos Dwarves, we have the Demon's Tongue, Iron Demon ROR, Astrogoth Iron Hand with Flaming Sword of Ruin, Ash Storm, and Cascading Firecloak. A front line of Orc Laborers and Infernal Iron Sworn, 1 Chaos Dwarf Blunderbuss, and then some Bull Centaur and his great weapons, Hobgoblin Wolfraid with bows. Cool. Oh man, if the Blunderbusses can turn and fire at that Mutilith Vortex Beast, I am going to shit my pants. Turn. Shoot him! Turn! Now I'm just getting sad. Alright, Ash Storm is out to make these guys even weaker to fire as the Iron Demon is fighting. There goes the Blunderbuss. It's turning. There's a cab fight up there, but no one cares about that because we just want to see this guy get torn the fuck apart by Blunderbusses. There go his shields. Oh, but he has 20% damage resistance from the Change or Die. And then a huge Infernal Gateway is going to take out the Blunderbusses while Chaos Knights charge them, though the Chaos Knights will also be sacrificed to the Great Eye of Tzeentch. And it is a disaster for the Chaos Dwarves. Nothing really went their way. On the high ground, things are going much better for them. They've already killed almost an entire Chaos Knight, and now Centaurs of Tzeentch and Marauders are into the fight as well. They do rout off a Hobgoblin Wolf Raider for their efforts. Chaos Knight's taking a lot of damage in the back, but Terror Rout's taking out the Goblin Laborers. Goodbye. There goes the Chaos Dwarf Blunderbusses as well. The Infernal Ironsworn, a little slow on the draw. Looks like this one is going to try and kill an entire Marauder in one volley. There they go. Lost all their shields and most of their health. But yeah, the front line of the Chaos Dwarfs is a little slow to respond to the desperate needs of their backs and flanks here. Bull Centaur Render's chilling. Chaos Lord of Tzeentch is chasing down the Demon's Tongue with his big old halberd, getting good damage on that thing. And I wonder if the Chaos Dwarves are already in severe trouble. Tzeentch still has a lot of their stuff left, and for the Chaos Dwarves, most of their power is in heavy infantry that is still here, and I'm just not a believer in heavy infantry to carry games. I feel like it'll get into a slow, protracted late game where the Infernal Ironsworn are chilling, and then they'll slowly get killed off by Infernal Gateways or the Mutilith Vortex Beast. Beastmen had an illegal build. They had 9 variant Ungors. I probably missed that. Kamikaze, it's true. Gunpowder weapons are very unreliable. Sometimes they'll shoot directly at what you're trying to get them to shoot, and they'll do fine. Other times they just miss for no reason. Mutilith Vortex Beast, with his anti-infantry armor piercing and his aura, is very happy to fight the Infernal Ironsworn. Centaurs of Tzeentch are getting cycle charging in to refresh their charge bonus and get that good armor piercing in here. The Bull Centaur Renders are terror routing away from the giant monster of the void. One thing that is concerning is this Chaos Sorcerer of Tzeentch has way overstayed his welcome. He needs to get back up into the sky. There's no reason for him to be down here, and he is just risking his life unnecessarily, taking a lot of damage and getting close to routing even. Does need another Infernal Gateway. That would be huge on all these Infernal Ironsworn and getting them off the battlefield. But Astrogoth is also trying to duel him out before he can get that second crucial spell off. And an Ash Storm is out to make everybody a little bit weaker to their fire damage. Tzeentch is pulling further ahead on the balance of power, and I do agree, as the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Tzeentch. Actually, he's just a Lord. He's not a Sorcerer at all. He's fighting the Demon's Tongue, and then gets distracted by Infernal Ironsworn yet again. Mutilith is in. Colossal Strike is out. And this guy, yep, overstayed his welcome. Now he's going to rout, which I'm actually glad he's routing, because that'll take him to safety where he should have been this whole time. So as long as he doesn't shatter, which he's going to shatter, so rip. Him routing could have been a good thing, but yeah, he way overstayed his time in the Infernal Ironsworn, and it cost him his life. Centaurs in Skirmish Cav, trying to just keep everything that was routing further still. The Mutilith Vortex Beast is back in the fight. He really needs to be focusing on these Infernal Ironsworn. Now that you've lost your Infernal Gateway caster, things are getting a little dicey whether or not you can kill off all these elite infantry. The Mutilith Vortex Beast is really the last thing that can do that. And if it takes significant damage fighting Astrogoth, then that's going to be a problem. Kontep should get a legendary lord item in the form of a scroll like on a tabletop. It should have the properties of his staff. Alright then. Infernal Ironsworn gonna tear her out here soon. They are not ITP, so they're getting a little spooked as they beat up on this Chaos Sorcerer. I keep doing that because I'm so used to it. Chaos Lord of Tzeentch. Centaurs of Tzeentch with their armor-piercing do surround and beat up the Demon's Tongue. They're slowly getting rid of that thing. Meet with Vortex Beast, still draining these guys down. Gonna rout them soon enough. But, yeah. That is gonna be a Tzeentch dub at the end of the day. Mutolith grinds him out. Those Infernal Ironsworn don't quit for nothing, but there they go. Flying rats. I don't think the rats are ever going to be flying. That is not their MO. For Dust Bunny, his Mutolith did amazing. His Caster and Lord did not do very much. Centaurs of Tzeentch did awesome. And Skirmish Cav and Marauders chilled. For Geraldo, Bull Centaur did alright. Hoggun Wolf Raiders, mixed value. Astrogoth did fine. The Iron Demon did fine. Infernal Guard, mixed, but overall not amazing. The Blunderbusses got one volley off, which they strangely missed a giant humpbacked beast. And then they got run down and killed by magic, so... They kind of deserved it, though. I don't know how they missed that thing at that close of range when it's that big. We already cast that, but it's from a different angle. And then we have Nurgle. Nurgle? Nurgle. Okay. I have 0 judgment on replays. That seems like me. Parrier Post versus a Lone Wolf. Flying Bolt Thrower for High Elves win. I mean, they could probably have it. It'll probably suck, like most flying artillery things. Oh, I have a lot of texts. Are any of them important? Oh, for God's sake. Sorry, there's a house hunting thing I have to answer. Alright, sorry. We're dealing with some house hunting shit. Because we have to move up to the city soon. And some of the real estate agents are being dumb. Okay. For the Lizardmen of Parrier Post, we have Clawson Hunters in the vanguard, the Arbor Pterodactyls with their anti-large, 4 Skink Skirmishers, 2 Skink Cohorts, a Salamander Hunting Pack with a 3rd Skink Cohort behind them, the Starchaper Guardians buffed Temple Guard, a Croxagore, Bastillon Fred Crystal, and Mazdamundi on Slack, with his Net and Apotheosis plus his bound spells. On the side of Gnergle, 2 Chosen of Gnergle, with great weapons. Plague Bearer frontline, one of them is Exalted. We have a Demon Prince of Gnergle, Fleshy Abundance and Spirit Leech for his spells, and then more Plague Bearers. Ooh, and a Chaos Knight. A sneaky Chaos Knight that runs straight up onto the Skink Skirmishers. Is going to pull away as the Feral Cold Ones get here, though. Doesn't want any of that stuff. How's Vampire Coast competitively? Fine. Not overpowered, but fine. Balanced. Have clear weaknesses. Plenty of matchups that they can win, though. In come the Javelins, but Nurgle's massive HP pools make that a little more difficult to do significant damage than they're used to. Clawson Hunter is going to get a fight with the Demon Prince, which they are more than happy to take. This is their exact dream situation. Just a pure 1v1, no one getting involved as they're going to tear apart this large guy. Now, he's doing some decent damage back to them, but yeah, they're going to win that. That's a big whoopsie for the start of Nurgle. Plague Bearers are here. Now, they are a defensive front line. Plague Bearers take a long time to beat up even skinks. So I think that'll offer a lot of time for Mazdamundi to throw out some of his damage spells like Ruination of Cities or Banishment, and for the Salamanders to continue firing. Colossal Hunters, even with a fleshy abundance on Demon Prince of Nurgle, they are going to keep tearing them apart. In comes the first Banishment onto the front line. Does some nice damage. Now again, Nurgle is very tanky due to their extreme health pools. So he's not too perturbed at the moment. Demon Prince of Nurgle starts demonic instability crumbling in the background, even with all the healing he received. One does not simply fight the Colossal Hunters. The bounce power is already heavily in the Lizard's favor. Looking for a Ruination of Cities. But actually an Apotheosis goes out on the Colossal Hunters. I just want to see a Ruination of Cities just go through here. That would be my new favorite thing. Demon Prince is gone. Lizardmen are starting to kite away a little bit more. Without the Demon Prince, Nurgle's leadership will become more of a problem as his Plague Bearers might start demonic instability crumbling faster than previously. That one already thinking about routing. Another one getting close too. The Chosen of Nurgle are both fine. We still have some Plague Bearers that are okay, but it is their leadership I'm getting most concerned about. Behind me, there's a Chaos Knight fight with some Feral Cold Ones. It's 2v1. The Feral Cold Ones are winning that. It's just off your screen. But right now, we're watching Plague Bearers slowly lose their shit. Apotheosis for the Croxagores. We're giving the Skinks cause fear because that's a normal thing that they should have. So the Skinks are not scared of these demonic units at all. You're buying or renting? We're renting. Been gaining a lot of subscribers, I see, Hummus? Nah, dude. With the Plague Bearers fading away and the bounce power getting dangerously close to army losses, I think that is just about to be a GG. Salamanders trying to kite out these Plague Bearers who are clinging to life. There's a Ruination of Cities. It goes straight through the Star Chamber Guardians, but it also hits the Chosen for quite a lot of damage. Kind of surprised it's not army losses already. There go those Plague Bearers. That should probably do it when they actually fully fade away. I feel like demonic stability takes a long time for Nurgle units because they have so much HP, but there they fade, and then that's army losses. Nurgle is a toughie. I have to do a bit of house hunting, a place to rent for my next uni term. It's stressful, man. It's stressful. Grace got a job in private practice up in the cities, so then I was interviewing around for a long time, but I finally found one, so now we're moving within the next month here. Ripperdactyls, 3,500 value from pretty much just fighting the Demon Prince all game. They killed it. They crushed it. Mazda did fine too. For Lone Wolf, it was just a tough build to win. Plague Bearers can't get too much done. They have that same problem I mentioned with the Hell Scourges. They're just a very defensive infantry, but like Nurgle as a faction doesn't have a lot you're defending for. So the fact they get through the front line nice and slowly is like, okay, but what are we achieving with that time they're buying us? How come you have to move? I feel like I explained that after a delay. So you're probably catching up to the reasoning for it. But we got new jobs in a different city. Next game is Guiana on Bretonnia versus the Skaven of Powhatan. Let's take a look at Bretonnia's build. Hippogriff Knights, Lewin. All right, they won. But human boy, what if? There's no what if. They won. But, nope, they won. You're being a dick! Nope, I've played a lot of Skaven. They lost. They already lost, it doesn't matter. But they could! Stop, just watch the game, they're gonna lose. I don't know how to tell this to you. The Bretonnian player can go AFK, they'll still fucking win. Alrighty, for the Bretonnians, we have Lewin on Biaki with his ward save, missile resistance, then his missile resistance and spell resistant shield, and his terror. We have the Hippogriff Knights, who also cause terror, have Ward Save and Perfect Vigor. Frontline Peasant Mobs and Men-at-Arms. We have some Archers. 2 Trebuchets with a gold chevron. Don't love that, but I understand that some people really like those Trebs. And then we have some Knights Errant and some Questing Knights, the Companions of Canals on the ground with a Healing Caster. The other side for is the Skaven. We have the Warp Lightning Cannons, Teethbreakers, ROR, Rattling Guns. Then some Ashen Triads, some Clanrad Spears, Rat Ogres, Globes, 1 Skaven Slave Slinger, 1 Dog, Icket Claw, and a Chieftain on a Bonebreaker. Icket brought Howling Warp Gale, Flensing Ruin, and Storm Demon. Zarak, thank you, boy. Let me explain. I refuse any explanation! Warp Lightning Cannons trying to fire over at Lewin as the Trebuchets go up and over the trees and get those fools. Pushing them off already. So the Skaven have lost their artillery support. They're going to have to move up now that they're outranged. Not like an attacking rules thing. I mean, attacking rules, you're going to have to do something somewhere, right? But I'm just saying, as an army, they need to move up because now they're horribly outranged. They lost their Warp Lightning Cannon, so now they're just taking damage for free every second they delay. So they are trying to move up. But that was why the Trebs were shooting at the Warp Lightning Cannon. Lewin's flying overhead. The Warp Lightning Cannon crew has rallied, but the crew is actually all the way back here. The flag is just stuck on the Warp Lightning Cannon mount. But the crew is not back online yet, as Skaven continue to get bombarded. Lewin dives in onto Clanrats and... Oh no, the Globes! Okay, they went over the heads of their own Clanrats. That could have been bad. Knights Errant trying to run down the Wolf Rats. Ashen Triads and Rat Ogre is going to countercharge these guys, but they don't manage to rout the Wolf Rats because that would have taken those guys right off the map. Hippogriff Knights are netted in place. Let's see how much damage the Teethbreakers do, baby. Hit them! Hit them with your value! Get them! Kill those guys! This is a public service announcement to everybody who's ever sent me a message about how to win Skaven versus Bretonnia. What you have seen is an overcasted Howling Warpgale Hippogriff Knight sitting right in front of Rattling Gunners, and it didn't do any damage. So if you send me a build that has 2 or more Rattling Gunners, I'm not going to take you seriously. It's not going to work. Please, stop sending me back Rattling Gunner builds. It doesn't fucking work. Look at them. They're chilly. It doesn't matter. Knights Errant dive into the back line. Teethbreaker's still trying to shoot the Hippogriff Knights. It doesn't matter at all. The Skaven have extended up here with Ashen Triads, Rat Ogres, and Wolf Rats. They're getting a decent fight with the Knights Errant. Companions of Canals are charging into these guys as well. And Lewin also dives in. Gonna cause terror and gonna give those buffs for his friends, debuffs for his enemy, routing all of the Skaven off the map onto this side. Royal Hippogriff Knights are vibing as the Teethbreakers are taken out by the Trebuchets through the trees. Meanwhile, mass terror up from the Skaven as the Bretonnians push them off the proverbial cliff towards the white line. Now, they did lose a Knights Errant in trade, but an Ashen Triad, 2 Rat Ogres is more than enough. Warp Lightning Cannon crew is trying to get back online. Teethbreakers are running over here, and the Hippogriff Knights look to be lurking on the backfield for anything they can scoop up, and they do. They shatter the Warp Lightning Cannon crew. Rat Ogres and Ashen Triads manage to avoid the edge of the map somehow. Some way, they retreat back to their own forces, which is a rare moment of winning for the Skaven. In comes Storm Demon, and Lewin actually dodged that one. That one I don't blame Icket. He dodged that one, so that was just a good play by Guillaume, not usual Skaven slander. Hi, Booj. All the Rat Ogres are going to flee off the map. Yeah. Alright, Globes are going to throw at the Hippogriff Knights. Let's see some damage! Alright, that went great. Howling Warp Gale locks these guys in the air. Now they're directly over the Globes, which means the Globes can't actually throw straight up into them. But Ashen Triads are waiting for those guys on the ground. Meanwhile, there is a big ol' clump of spears. Lewin is diving in. He doesn't have his Lion Shield popped right now. There it is. So he has 40% spell resistance plus another 15% ward save. So he's only taking 45% damage from the Flensing Rune, which is pretty bad. Lewin's Terror out, plus all these guys should be routing soon. Hippogriff Knights also jump in onto them, and the Globes are actually getting really good shots onto the Companions of Quails. Will it matter? Have Bretonnia even used much of their healing? Because I feel like they have to have a regrowth, like, on lock for these Companions of Quails at this point. Cleansing Rune's still going as the Globes continue to throw. They do very good damage to the Companions. Things like that. Rattling Guns are technically alive in the distance. Game and Slow Singer is also coming back, but the Chieftain, at nearly full HP, is about to tear out away from Lewin. Ooh, he's trying. Howling Warp Gale locks Lewin in place. Extra Triad's trying to get up there, but there are Men-at-Arms peeling. Trebuchet's hitting the clumped up Poison Globes as the Men-at-Arms actually sprint through the area to go get them. And the Hippogriff Knights, mildly annoyed by yet another net, now dive in onto... I don't know what they're attacking over here. Oh, it's some random-ass Rat Ogres. Are they shattered? No, they're just terrorizing. Oh, there's their flag. Hello, flag. Chieftain tries to fight Lewin. Skaven Brew for him, giving him 100 melee attack and 30% more base weapon damage. That's kind of interesting. Hippogriff Knights flying into the face of the Rattling Guns. So at this point, I don't blame the Rattling Guns. They're not even targeting the right target, but like they have 11 out of 32 models. So their DPS is just extremely limited. That's GG. What's the absolute worst Lord you can take on Skaven? Real talk, it's Throt. Throt is actually the worst Skaven Lord. No joke, that is my serious opinion. that is a real opinion from Human Boy Yes Yes. Throt is actually worse than Tzeentch. He is the worst Lord on the roster. Throt's terrible. Because, like, you have to factor in that you're paying as much as a Dark Elf Dragon Soulstealer caster, plus, I think, a Clan Rat. Because Throt's 2,400 with the kit you probably should be taking on him. Because if you make him cheap, then he's still going to be super expensive, but he's not going to do anything. Teethbreaker's got a whopping 500 value shooting at a netted Hippogriff. Wowzers! God, I hate Rattling Guns right now, dude. I hate it. It's so sad. Alright, GG's. GG's. Is there an Ashen Sorcerer Lord? No. Worse than Master Assassin? Yes. He's sub 2k, not that expensive? Dude, he's very expensive. Throt? No. Because look. If you put him on his mount, he's 2,450. What are you going to cut here? Master Controller? His leadership's already horrendous. You need any leadership you can get. It's only 150 gold. Melee defense is also fine. Creature Killer? Yeah, sure, cut that shit. But minus 16 bonus versus large. It's 200 gold for it, and it doesn't provide ITP anymore. They got rid of that. So this item just sucks. Sure, but now he has no anti-large at all. He has one Rat Ogre summon. Alright, neat. But Rat Ogres don't do that much damage, and the summon wears off in 30 seconds. I guess you could cut that too. And then you have Remoldered, which, if you're taking Throt and you're not going to take Remoldered, what's the fucking point? So, okay, you can get him down to 2,500... You can get him down to 2,500 gold. He has 60 fucking leadership! He has 45 armor! He has 6,000 HP! He's not even like a monstrous lord. Like, most monsters have more fucking HP than he does. Okay, not Skaven monsters, because Skaven monsters also still suck ass, but like 6,600 HP is not a lot. His weapon strength's not that great, and he has no self-buffs for his weapon strength. He's just bad. 2,500? It's nuts. Because, like, look at fucking Kairos. Hold on. So Throt's about 2,200-ish. 2,050? I forget what he was at. But you could take Kairos. Let's see. Blue Fire, Regrowth, Life Leeching, Fires of Change, Redirect Conduit, Net. I don't know if you even take Oracle anymore, unless you put him in a bad situation. But yeah, so 200 more gold for Kairos. Because with Throt, you also have to factor in the cost of a caster, because you need a caster. The cheapest you can get is an Ashen Sorcerer with Warp Star. That's the cheapest you can go, so 550. So he's like effectively 2,600 gold for your hero core. And he's just bad. Or you can get, like, here's the thing. Here's the death knell. You can get a Warlord with all of his pretty toys for less than Throt, but you could also just take off World's Edge armor because it's not very good. Deadly Onslaught is not very good. You have a 1550 Brood Horror guy. That's way better. He's just better. He has the same amount of leadership. He has more armor, 600 less health, whatever. Same speed, same melee attack, I think. 5 less melee defense. Whoop-de-fucking-do. But he also has 2 different leadership abilities that can keep him in the fight. He's way better. Anyway, nah, Throught's trash. Back to the replays. No more distracting me with topics I find interesting. Stop doing that. Stop being interesting. If anybody's played Lethal Company, Hazel just brackened me. I turned and just saw this dog like staring at me from around a corner. It's kind of scary. I pooped my pants a little bit.
We warned you, their daughters and I.
But Throt is cooler for a full Mulder army. He's trash!
Now, it is here, and another of Kislev's foes must...
Skaven look like they're suffering in both land battle and domination. If you ask my Discord, they think Skaven are fine, but yes, I would definitely agree that Skaven are weak in both game modes. I don't know how Kislev got through the global bans, but they did. So for Kislev, we have double Little Grom, Patriarch, Oath Brothers of Tor, some Wing Lancers, 2 of them, and then a Kislevite Warrior Armored Kossar front line with Mother Ostankia and her Spirit of Vengeance Traderkin. On the other side for Tzeentch, we have a Blue and Pink Firecaster, Chaos Lord of Tzeentch, then Centaurs, Chaos Knights, and Marauders, a Soul Grinder in the way back, and the Shrieking Skyrays up here. Did you see the Arachnophobia setting in Lethal Company? Oh yeah, you told me to look at that. I ended up not looking at that, but I just got over my fears because I'm a big, strong boy. I love you, Hummus, but even if you think Throt is trash, that is wrong. No, dude, he is hot garbage. I haven't seen Throt win a game in literally months. Alright, the Armored Kossars are shooting. Little Groms have torn these Chaos Knights and Centaurs of Tzeentch a new one. And the Winged Lancers are over here taking a fight with the Chaos Lord, but they're going to get countercharged by Chaos Knights. They have to be a little careful about this. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Lances couched, boys. Oh, they don't have lances. They have swords. Lame. Whatever. It's still going to be a really good charge with the Chaos Knights. Little Grom's going to fire. Ooh, I want to see that. They're going to fire over into that blob. That could be some juicy shots. Fire, 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 fire. Come on, they're clumped. Shoot you. Oh, okay, we're obstructed. Yeah, sure. Sure you are, bud. Oh, boo. Alright, Little Grom's wasted the opportunity because they're quote-unquote obstruct, even though it's a giant clump that was in their sight, but they decided not to shoot at that. Oath Bros of Tor and the Patriarch have shattered off the Centaurs and Chaos Knights, so they're coming over here to help out now. And now Soul Grinder is still in the trees, thinking about maybe joining the fight sometime this year, but the Little Groms are trying to punish the Chaos Knights. Even with the 20% damage resistance, they still took a pounding from that volley. Bounce power's about 50-50 right now. Mother of Stanky getting in a fight with the Chaos Lord, and the Chaos Lord will beat her in melee rather handedly. She'll need to back off here if she knows what's good for her. Oath Bros of Tor going to take a charge next to the Patriarch. Those are some dead Chaos Knights, boys and girls. Or are they? As the Oath Brothers are now surrounded. Oh no! It's the Vengeance of Spirits. Oh, it's the most broken spell the entire game is cast on literally everybody. They're taking so much damage, and they're silenced all throughout, so they can't use any spells. Say goodbye to the Chaos Knights. Oath Brothers of Tor still charging up their lightning, but if they have it, they should use it to save their little bodies from all this danger. Little Grom's still trying to fire, even though he's on top of a hill, aiming downhill at guys who are running away. They're still like, Mama, I can't, I'm obstructed. There is a Kislevite somewhere on this battlefield, and for those reasons, I cannot possibly fire. Because whatever, it's fine. Don't shoot! Nothing matters! They shoot, and they, like, kill 3 models on the hit. Wow, you guys could shoot. That's crazy. That's amazing. Centaurs are pushed off. The Screamer is getting very low. Oath Bros of Tor still chilling. They're chilling. They still have Fire Blood. They're fine. They're fine. They're fine. Mother of Stanky is rolling away. A bolt of change is coming for her, though. She plows into these Marauders. She's now a sitting duck for the bolt of change. Oh, my God. Boop. That's damage. The Oath Brothers of Lightning throw out their lightning. Tzeentch has some Marauders. Soul Grinder has now rejoined the battle. And Little Groms took notice. They did not like that. Mother of Stanky is riding away. I think one more Traderkin from her will end this game. When Lancers push the Centaurs of Tzeentch to the edge of the map. But they're going to stand their ground. They're going to hold as they charge back uphill into the Winged Lancers. They don't give a shit. These Centaurs are the bravest men and women the Empire has to offer. Well, the Empire, these are Tzeentchian. Where do you think Centaurs come from, my friends? Mutated men. Patriarch's fighting alongside all these halberds and the boys and the gits. Meanwhile, the Chaos Sorcerer of Tzeentch is routed off. The Soul Grinder is still fighting two little Groms and really not enjoying that duel as much as he thought he might. Takes big damage, bounce power shifts into the beyond all repair category, and I'm waiting for the Traitorkin Circle to appear around this guy and end this game. Where is it? Mother of Snaggy, I know you have it. I know you have it. The shit costs 12 ones magic. You have it. Hey, blue fire comes in off the side of my screen. That was a little scary. Had a little mini jump scare there. Soul Grinder thinking about demonic stability crumbling. And the Oath Prosator surround and kill the Chaos Lord of Tzeentch. Kislev takes themselves a dub. If you win a match with Rot, what will I give you? I will give you a hug. The double win spells on units fighting each other 1v1. E. This is why you banned Kislev. Kislev are rather strong. Little Groms refused to fire quite a lot, which was a problem. One of the Winged Lancers got really, really good value. Kislev's front line did fine. Oath Prosator did well. Patriarch healed them up, and the Mother Snake Kid did well for Dust Bunny. Heroes did okay. Soul Grinder got forgotten for a little bit. That's a bit of a whoopsie. And then the Centaurs of Tzeentch and the Chaos Knights had a really tough time against the Oath Brothers and the Little Groms. Screamers did well. I liked playing Kislev before, but I don't know anymore. It's actually insane. Kislev is ridiculous how much favoritism they got in the patch. It makes me upset. More Tzeentch, but ooh, this is a spicy Tzeentch. I like this. I like this a lot. I'm very excited. Bahrain versus Corvus Glaive. One second. Sorry, I have a tournament thing I gotta deal with. Sorry. People had questions on a tournament thing. And yeah. Spartan is still spamming me with more Dr. Thrax stuff, but on with the game. Okay. Tzeentch versus Ogre Kingdoms. So we have triple Chaos Warrior of Tzeentch with halberds, a blue horror, a pink horror, some Marauder Spears in the front line, 2 Chaos Knights of Tzeentch, a Changebringer, 2 Screamers, and then a Herald of Tzeentch with pink and blue fire. The other side for the Ogre Kingdoms, we do have Scrag the old Slaughter, a bunch of Ogre Bulls and Ogre Bulls with Iron Fists. We do have a Gorger, some Sabertusk packs, the Mornfang Cav, and a single regular Stonehorn. Oh, tell me you didn't bring the Cauldron. God damn it, you brought the Cauldron. This is such a shit item. Especially if you only have one Gorger, but it's still a shit item. He also brought all of his spells, which, like, just a Efficiency note, you should only bring like 2 spells on your caster, probably. Definitely not all 6. Ogre's probably going to want to advance as the Lead Belcher is kiting it out. Oh, fucking God. What? Alright. There. Dealt with that, and I told the person involved that I'm streaming to leave me alone. Or to contact somebody else about it. Because I have admins and stuff, but I can't just keep answering questions about another tournament while I'm streaming this one. But I needed them to stop messaging me, because both people involved were messaging me a lot, and it was getting really annoying. Okay, focusing up on the game. So we have Man-Eaters with Great Weapons charging into Chaos Knights with Saber-Tusk support. And if these Saber-Tusks get back in here, they could sandwich in those Chaos Knights, but it looks like they're kind of running off in a random direction. Now they kind of sandwich them. We'll see what the Man-Eaters can do. That could be a good little pick-off for the Ogre Kingdoms. Meanwhile, the Marauder Spearman front line is already taking a lot of damage. The Chaos Warriors are going to hold a little bit better. And on the other side, a Mournfang Cav has already died to Chaos Knights and the Changebringers. Oh yeah, I forgot the Changebringers were here. Let's watch those guys. Let's see what happens with them. Look around the battlefield. Chaos Knight's just going to rear charge in these Ogre Bulls who are already locked up in halberds. Pink Horror is trying to bail out some blue horrors on the Iron Fists. And Screamers are isolating out the Lead Belchers. So overall, it's looking pretty tough this early on. Oh, God. All right, half that volley looked like it was going to kill the Screamers, but then it kind of arced away. Anyway, looks like it's going very, very rough for the Ogre Kingdoms in this early game. They are routing off some stuff on the front line. Ooh, really nice Changebringer volley onto the Lead Belchers, taking out those guys. And then if the Ogres have no range, they can't threaten the Changebringers at all in the sky, which is quite nice. Though the Changebringers aren't exactly made of ammunition, so they're down to half as they try and shoot at the Stonehorn. It does have considerable missile resistance. I'm not sure if this even counts as a missile. That's kind of like a weird flame burst. They're taking them down to about half HP. Tzeentch is overrunning everywhere else. Man-Eaters are beating up on Chaos Knights. That is a rare moment of things going well for the Ogre Kingdoms, but Scrag is in deep trying to distract some stuff with some Ogre Bulls as support. Looks like his Gorgers are already dead. I don't see them anywhere on the battlefield. And his Cauldron of the Great Maw is 7% charged, so it would be providing 0.02% heal per second, which is pog as hell. And Stonehorn getting hit with halberds on all sides. Man-Eaters are Great Weapons fighting back against the Chaos Knights. Saber-Tusk packs also poking them down. The Changebringers are just firing over the top at anything they can really get their grubby little Tzeentchian hands on. But they probably need to fly directly over Scrag, just fire straight down on him, kill him, and then army losses this game would probably be the most efficient way of dealing with things. As what is that? Oh, it's a Bolt of Change and then something else. It was a Toothcracker, okay. The Bolt of Change plus the Toothcracker, the overlapping UI made it look like the Tier 3 Tzeentch army ability, and I'm like, did he just fucking cast the Tier 3 army ability on his own halberds and pink horse? What the fuck? But it wasn't that. It was all bait. As the Changebringers continue to try and hurt poor little Scrag, extra ingredients is popped to give him some power recharge, but that's not going to be enough. As down he goes. He routs. And without him, the Ogres don't have anything. They have a full health Man-Eater with Great Weapons. It's the only thing keeping this from being army losses. Screamers are trying to finish off a Stonehorn in the distance. Halberds take a charge from Saber-Tusk packs who rampage, so they can't even escape from these Halberds if they wanted to. They will rout. And the Changebringers one last volley, but if it is onto the Man-Eaters, they should end this game. Never mind, the game will end without them. GG's to Tzeentch. Bahrain, Changebringers 2,200 value. Chaos Knights 1,600 and 700. And then Halberds, oof, one of them got 1,700. 950 and 300 for the others. Screamers, both did fine. And then Pink and Blue Horrors did alright. For Corvus, Stonehorn and Scrag had troubles. Hornfang Cav also didn't do very well. Manners of Great Weapons did fine. Gorgers got shut down. Leadbelchers got shut down. And then the Ogre Bulls mixed, but overall fine. Sabertusk Packs mixed, but fine. I think the Ogres needed some Noblars to eat a bit of the frontline charge. And Trappers... Yeah, Trappers are pretty important here. Trappers are really, really good. I actually just played this match with John FB yesterday. Ogres versus Tzeentch. Had 2 Iron Guts, 2 Leadbelchers, the ROR, Maneater Pistols, and then 5 Noblar Trappers, 3 Noblar Regulars, and I think I just had Sabertusk Packs for mobility. That went well for me. I did take a Flock of Doom caster, though. I didn't take a Troll caster. I just Flock of Doom spam. Because I was worried he'd bring Chosen of Tzeentch or something like that. So I wanted to punish the blob with Flocks of Doom. Tournament is in its 4th and final round right now. Let's see how that goes for people. No, not that one. Oh, we're going to find out. Empire versus Khorne. 2 War Wagons, Balthazar Gelt with Final Transfusion and Plague of Rust, Sunmaker, Silver Bullets, Sterling's Revenge, and then some Huntsmen and a whole bunch of state troops. Some Halberds, some Spears, some Swordsmen. Some Empire Knights, too. For Khorne, we have a bunch of dogs, Fleshhounds of Khorne, 2 Marauder Horsemen with Throwing Axes, an Exalted Bloodthirster, double Minotaur of Khorne, and then a front line of Marauders with a single Cultist who does have all of his abilities, it looks like. Sunmaker is deleting some Marauders, and the Silver Bullets and Sterling's Revenge are ready to shoot. I wonder if they'll shoot the Cultist or what they're going to do. And they fire. And the Exalted Demon Man of Demonhood is trying to fight Balthazar Gelt. Meanwhile, our poor little Mino friends are currently getting shot very, very much in the face. Their faces are just a bloody pulp at this point. And they're dying. And they're gone. Marauders also routing out. And then a final transmutation from Balthazar Gelt. Yes, it is. It is overcast as well. The Minos plus the Cultist going to get out of there real quick. So overall, the cast actually isn't that bad on the side of Khorne. They withstood it pretty well, but the Minos get shot in the back. And they do get pushed away. Skirmish Cav Khorne pushed off. Fleshhounds will have to come down from their lofty abode on the hillside to help out a little bit while the War Wagons try and deal with the Exalted Bloodthirster. The Sunmaker is shut down for now and forced to run away. All the Minos are gone. We still have 1 Marauder and the Cultist hanging around. And of course, the Exalted Bloodthirster, who's currently getting shot a lot by Huntsmen and War Wagons and everything. Empire Knights caught the Skirmish Cav just a little bit. Gonna push these guys away. Say goodbye, you folks. Balance power's looking a little bad for Khorne at the moment. Still an awful lot of missiles chasing around the Exalted Bloodthirster. He has no form of healing whatsoever. It's not like he can get close to someone who's dying and get some heals or something like the Slaanesh Lords can. And Sunmaker could be put back in soon. Fleshhounds of Khorne trying to fight the War Wagons. Do get some really good damage onto them on the charge. And the Khorne Skirmish Cav is back. We'll see if they can do anything. Meanwhile, what else is going on? Minos are charging back in. Cultist the Khorne taking a little bit of damage here and there. And Gelt's lurking nearby. I wonder if he's just trying to throw another Final Transmutation onto this area. And that's why he's sitting nearby. Don't know. Empire Knights plus Spearmen distract the Fleshhounds for a little bit, trying to give the War Wagons space to move. Huntsmen are also lining up. But Khorne has some units they've forgotten in the distance that they do need to bring up to the fight. Overcasted Plague of Rust, 30 armor for the Exalted Bloodthirster while Huntsmen are shooting at him. The Silver Bullets and the Sterling's Revenge have armor-piercing missiles, so they didn't need that Plague of Rust, but the Huntsmen would appreciate it. This guy is getting close to Demonic Instability crumbling, down to about 1,200 HP. Fleshhounds are getting going. One of them is Demonic Instability crumbling. Exalted Bloodthirster continuing to take poke slowly but surely from the Silver Bullets. And they do get him to Demonic Instability crumbling. So there he goes, which might take these Fleshhounds with it. The Minos are going to rout again as soon as he dies as well. Now we just have a lone cultist of Khorne. Hey, there you go. Now he's gone. So there they go. Some of these marauders who are rallying are also gone. Fleshhounds are going to demonic instability crumble as well. And the Sunmaker fires over the top to army loss these fools. Rest in peace, Khorne. Shiggy Diggy talking about a lapse in micro. Shiggy Diggy, I didn't even know you were playing. I don't even know what your Discord name is. Football Rain. Well put together build. Just played it well. Huntsman, Silver Bullets, Sterling's Benge all did really great. Hellstorm Rock Battery also did well. Empire Knights peeled effectively. Yeah, well put together. For Boone, Tax Evasion. It was a tough time. Oof. Yeah, nothing getting close to its value. Just overall getting rolled. The Exalted Bloodthirster did okay diving on the back line, but that was about it. Oh, Shiggy Diggy. You have been DDoSed. I have your credit card information. Oh no, Dust Bunny, no. Oh no. Oh no. He's playing against Cathay. Oh god, okay. We can try. Somebody had messaged me and speculated. Sigmar was messaging me, and he was like, "You on stream you said that Skaven might be favored into Grand Cathay again because of the Croman nerfs." Oh, that is the biggest might in the world, but it is still very tough, especially because Cathay got this new Celestial Lion that he has a roar that lowers your leadership and even removes immune to psychology, which can really fuck with you. And Zaytang is so good at sniping foot characters. So, it is annoying. And Zaytang can reveal all hidden characters, which is annoying. Skaven still have some tools. It's not unwinnable, but it is still very tough. On the side of Dust Bunny, we have Natty Bubo Sharpshooters, 2 Deathglowed Bombardiers, Queek Headtaker, an Eshin Sorcerer with Black Whirlwind and Warp Stars, 2 Eshin Triads, 2 Rat Ogres, and this! Zaytang reveals everything, so the entire Eshin flank is revealed! All 5 of these stealth units, you can see them coming! We have Gutter Runners with Slings, Gutter Runners regular, and Eshin Triads. It was a valiant attempt to be sneaky, but the Cathay player can 100% see them right now. Does not look like he's responding, though. On the Cathay side, we have Zhao Ming, the Righteous Lances Wei Jin, Celestial Lion, an Onyx Crowman, some Peasant Horsemen, a single cannon, Zaytang the Watcher, and some Peasants. Yeah, it looks like despite being revealed, the Grand Cathay player has no idea this is coming, and the Gutter Runners do get in range to throw at the Grand Cannons. In go the Onyx Crowman, in go the Celestial Lion. Say goodbye to your Deathglowed Bombardiers as both of them are taken out immediately. And the Giselles continue to fire. Zaytang gets a 2-for-1 breath attack that makes these guys think about routing before they even get here. Now the Peasant Horsemen have noticed the Eshin flank. And Eshin should be able to beat 2 Peasant Horsemen, but it will distract them for a time, push them off the Grand Cannon. Onyx Crowman diving in onto the Natty Bubos with the Celestial Lion. I don't think he's used his Roar yet, so he could use that to get these guys out of here even faster if he needed to. Zhao Ming and his flying crew are rolling through the front line as Zaytang has now moved on to shooting at Queek Headtaker. The Peasant Horsemen are holding back the Eshin forces as Peasant Longspears also move up there to provide a little bit of fire. Grand Cannon's trying to hit the Rat Ogres, but Rat Ogres are small and spread out targets, so they're actually missing largely. Shattered the Natty Bubo Sharpshooters, and the Eshin Sorcerer takes half his own HP with Overcast. A little bit of a whoopsie doodle there. I mean, you know, it's just Overcast things when you have a tiny health pool. Zaytang is trying to snipe out Queek. I think he's hitting Zhao Ming about as much, though. And still the Eshin flank in the woods is doing its best. The Gutter Runners and Gutter Runner Slings do not do a lot of DPS, as we are clearly seeing. They are a rough hybrid unit. Zaytang is trying to snipe out Queek. Zhao Ming did take a lot of damage from sitting in Trophy Heads and Weeping Blades of the Eshin Triads. Onyx Crowman charging out here to deal with these guys, but a big breath attack in from Zhao Ming. Celestial Lion jumps in, throwing out his roar, removing ITP, and instantly routs off everybody in here. They are all gone. There goes the Eshin Sorcerer in a really nice rear charge from that unit, but yes, ITP removing -8 leadership, terror-causing unit is real bad for Skaven. Real bad. And they got fucking rolled. This point, there is no hope. Bounce Power is also in the Army Losses territory, and Eshin Triads and Gutter Runners and stuff are still trying to kill Peasant Spearmen in the back line. Queek is dead. Skaven leadership is going to suffer quite a lot. And that is a GG. Hey, don't talk shit about the Gutter Runners. I'm going to talk shit about the Gutter Runners. I'm going to talk shit about them. They can be a good unit, but against a faction that has a global stealth removing power is pretty fucked. That's pretty fucked. Because when Tzeentch pops his ability, he saw your Natty Boobos, so he could shoot at them, or the cannon could. He saw all of your Gutter Runners and Triads trying to flank. He saw your Eshin Sorcerer. He saw everything. He saw everything. Oh, I hate Tzeentch. I hate him. I also hate Skaven right now, though. They make me really depressed. Yeah. Tzeentch Zhuming did fine, but the Crowman, the Celestial Lion, they just routed everything off. Has anyone played Pharaoh? I played it for all of literally 20 minutes. He did not see them. He could have, but he didn't see them. But I'm just saying, the power of Tzeentch is so tough against, like, Skaven just trying to be clever, and you'll still get murdered. Okie dokie, okie dokie. Checking in on tournament things if we're close to finals or whatever. Last round is still going. We're moving along at a pretty good pace. People got through all 4 of their rounds. People got through all 4 of their rounds in a good clip. Alright, Spartan's shouting at me, so there must be some reason for doing this. Power Chan versus Spartan. Okay. No, the stealth removal is not what lost this match, but I can still be mad about it. Dust Bunny. I can always be mad about things. We have a Lizardmen mirror match between Kroq-Gar and Kroq-Gar. I don't know why Boon Tax Evasion has 2 casters. It seems much. Why do we have a Beast caster with Flock of Doom and Wiston's Wild Form while also having Lord Kroak with all 3 of his? What is this? Why are you doing this? Anyway, besides him, we have Kroq-Gar up on his T-Rex. 2 Kroxigors, both of them are sacred, one of which is the cohort of Waddle. A front line of red crested skinks and regular skinks, one of which is the cohort of Sotek. Then we have some skink skirmishers. On the other side, 4 Power Chan. Saurus front line with Kroq-Gar, the Thunderous One, some Pterodons, the Ripperdactyl ROR, a Beast caster with Flock of Doom, Amber Spear in Whistler's Wild Form, and then some more skink skirmishers and Coldwind Riders up in the top. Somebody once told you Queek's not the way to win any matchup. It's true. Kroq-Gar hands the Hand of the Gods Kroq-Gar in the face, and then they get into a little bit of a duel. Now, red Kroq-Gar has all of his buffs popped. Blue is just starting to get there. But blue should have more support, because he's got Skinks and Kroxigors right now, so Power Chan might be in a bit of trouble. They want to back their Kroq-Gar off to actually somewhere where they have any support whatsoever. Saurus is about to get a pizza delivered on his head. Bop. Half HP going from him. And the Thunderous One continues to try and duel over here. Skink Skirmishers up on the high ground, fighting other Skink Skirmishers and Coldwind Riders. The red team should win that pretty handedly. Coldwind Riders could beat both those Skinks in melee combat. And red Kroq-Gar is in big trouble, but they have green Kroq-Gar maybe dead to rights, as the Colossus Hunters are down here fighting with those guys. There are Sacred Kroxigors nearby, I suppose, but still feels overall good for the red team. And Lord Kroak is actually the target of Kroq-Gar at this point. Fireleech Bola Pterodons trying to rout off some Skinks and make things safe. The Cohort of Waddle are also going to rout pretty soon, taking a lot of damage. The red team is fighting back in this later portion of the game. Colossus Hunters not taking a lot of damage from the Sacred Kroxigors. This is the duality of Ripperdactyls, man. Sometimes they disintegrate instantly, and sometimes they take literally no damage. And this is one of the literally no damage times, where they were just sitting on Kroq-Gar and Sacred Kroxigors, and they were much more fine than they should have been. Cohort of Waddle barely clinging to their leadership as the Thunderous One tries to push past them. Lord Croak delivers another pizza, a smaller pizza on the Class Hunters this time. We do have Coldwind Riders in the back with some Skink Skirmishers ready to run these guys down. And the Skinks at the front line not feeling the best leadership-wise as those angry Velociraptors charge into the back of them. And they go flying. Red team seems to be ascendant, but are they going to lose their Lord? As both the Krokgars face off. And that fool just gets flipped on his bum. Weston's Wild Form tries to give him a little bit more armor and a little bit more damage as he duels with his counterpart. But green is getting a lot of support here. Red does have to back off. There's Red Crested Skinks, there's Croc scores everywhere. He's getting rear charged. He has support elsewhere. Like, Red Krokgar does not have to die here. One of the Sacred Croc scores is routing, but the Ripperdactyls and Red Krokgar are routing on the other side. Saurus Warriors still grinding through the Skinks. And the Coldwind Riders are free and clear, but this was a mistake just letting Krokgar stay in that overwhelming fight for so long. Because he could have retreated back towards his Coldwind Riders or his Saurus elsewhere. Now, Red Krokgar is going to get chased off. I don't see the Beastcaster letting him go anytime soon. Can the Saurus and the Thunderous One still grind this out? We still have a caster, right? We still have the Skink Priest of Beasts. Still have a lot of red team stuff vibing around. This pizza gets delivered onto the red Saurus. Nice big damage. Amber Spear hits Krokgar directly in the behind. Like, I saw it go under the tail. It hit Cloaca. Or whatever the fuck lizards have. Any fun matches to go back and watch? I honestly don't remember. Krokgar stuck fighting in Saurus. You can see his HP is dwindling as those guys get a good beat stick going. They have 34 melee attack against his 40 melee defense. They are beating this fool up. Meanwhile, the Thunderous One rampages through more Red Crested Skinks in the court of Waddle. I think the red team is ascendant right now. They have lost their Krokgar. It doesn't matter. Lizardmen generally have high enough leadership that they'll be fine without it. And green Krokgar is actually going to die. So that means a worse leadership trade for the green team. This Beastcaster probably needs to just chase down Krokgar and get that last 40 damage on him to get the kill, rather than letting him wander off. Closton Hunters, Pterodons, and the Ancient Stegodon all fighting Lord Croak, beating him up. That Skink's Priest has to go do this. I wonder if he just throws out an Amber Spear. Yeah, he's going to throw out an Amber Spear. Doesn't need to, but he's going to. As his little Dark Skinks try and finish it off, it is the Amber Spear that kills Krokgar. Green's leadership will spike down. Court of Waddle are routing. Nothing else is that low right now that is going to route off of Krokgar, but still. Saurus trying to fight back against the Sacred Croc scores. Where are those Coldwind Riders? There they are. These full health Coldwind Riders still have a lot of work left to do. Ripperdactyl's fighting to the very end. Another pizza is getting predictably delivered, and it looks like the Skinks are going to end up right in it. That's a small one, so it takes less time to cast. Big damage. Bop. Goodbye, Skink Skirmishers. Cold Ones charge in. They're trying to take out Lord Croak. They're overcommitting for him for sure, though. Like, they're blobbing up really hard and getting rear charged by these Sacred Croc scores and stuff. Doesn't need to be this way. Alright, times 3 speed as they try and kill Croak. And Thunderous One's just going to clutch this out. There's no way green wins this. There we go. It was just turning into a silly blob fight of everyone piling up on Croak and not doing a lot of damage because he's a Slann. And I was like, yeah, but there's no DPS to back this up. For Boon Tax Evasion, Croc scores, Krokgar, Lord Croak all did fine. The Skinks got rolled. That's GG. For Power Chant, their Krokgar did not do well. But the Class Hunters, the Thunderous One, did very, very nicely. The Coldwind Riders did fine. Saurus and the Fireleech Bullies also did a lot of work. I'm getting a lot of messages. I'm sure all those are fine. Alright, Power Chain just sent me the same replay. How are we doing on that bracket? So I see 4 unresolved games. We'll see how that goes. Have we cast any of these already? No, 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 and no. And there's some Dark Elves. We haven't cast a lot of Dark Elves today. There's also Norska. We haven't cast a lot of Norska today. That's a Hero Hammer. I'll leave it for last. I'll only cast that one if I have to. I'm a despiser of the ways of Hero Hammer. What up, Pussy Bravo? Okie dokie. Chaos Dwarves versus Norska. First Norska of the day. Chaos Dwarves, we do have 2 Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders with spears, 2 Fireglaive Infernal Guard, and some Chaos Dwarf Warriors with great weapons, Infernal Ironsworn and Blazing Beards of Basrak on the front line. We have a Sorcerer Prophet of Fire with Burning Head and Cascading Fire Cloak, and then a regular Iron Demon, not the ROR. On the side of Norska, we have a Marauder Chieftain on a Mammoth Sorcerer of Death with Soul Blight and Spirit Leech. Marauder Spearmen and Marauders across the front line with a whole bunch of monsters. We have Skin Wolves everywhere, including the Maws of Savagery, Beasts of Tashnar, the Mist Stalkers, hey there, Famir Warriors, and then some Marauder Horse and Throwing Axes, and a Skin Wolf Werekin. A very diverse Norska build. Iron Demon is going to choo-choo its way through some poor, unhappy Marauders. They didn't deserve this life, but they got it, because they get blitzed straight through without getting any rebuttal. And in comes the Marauder Chieftain. Can the Infernal Guard with their Fireglaives poke him down or dissuade him from this course of action? Does not look like it, as so far they are shooting at Skin Wolves, who have stopped in place. They do need to get engaged, because that'll save them from a lot of this gun damage if they're in combat. Blasting Charge is taking out some of the Marauders already, as these Blazing Beards try and punish a giant blob that formed, but the Mammoth is currently disrupting them, though he is going to take a whole bunch of damage in his side if he stays here for too long. The Iron Demon goes through, as does a big old Burning Head down the line. The Blazing Beard still desperately just trying to get a grenade or 2 off into that area. Meanwhile, Norska's left flank is getting nothing accomplished, as these blasting charges and guns have pushed everything away from over there. The right flank is where Norska has put most of their attention, but everybody's clumping up on this Iron Demon, so they're all going to take a long time to get through the Iron Demon. They do need to spread out, and there goes the first actual blasting charge volley from the Blazing Beards, doing a ton of damage to some of the Skin Wolves. Things are looking tough for Norska right now. They're having some problems with clumping up and then just taking a bunch of AoE damage for everybody in the same area. The Mist Stalkers are in. With their anti-infantry, armor piercing, and then a ton of missile resistance, they are very good units against the Chaos Dwarfs. Some people really like Famir here, and that's fine. Skin Wolf still trying to chase down the Iron Demon. They have gotten some good damage done to it. We'll see how much that matters. Sorcerer Prophet taking a fight with the Marauder Chieftain. He could die here, though. Rear charge by the Skin Wolf Werekin, hit with the Spirit Leech, and the Marauder Chieftain gets a good hit on him, while the Maws of Savagery also pile in. This could be the turning of the tide in the favor of Norska. We still have 1 Infernal Guard in the distance firing over. 1 is currently stuck fighting the Famir Warriors. There we go. Sorcerer Prophet of Fire is routing. Soul Blight lowers his armor down to 30, so the Skin Wolf can get even more damage onto him, and he is just shattered, if not dead entirely. Just shattered for now. That is a disaster for the Chaos Dwarves. Balance power shifts into Norska's favor, and I would agree, as the Skin Wolves already rout off one of the Infernal Guard. The other Infernal Guard is still firing away at the Mammoth. Some of their shots going astray, which seems a little silly, considering how large that thing is sitting right in front of them, but they're doing their best. Still stocking up on some value. For Norska, their Skin Wolves are prevailing on the flanks. They are slowly mulching their way through the backline as more Infernal Ironsworn and Chaos Dwarf Warriors, the Grey Weapons, come to aid the fight a little bit here. But the loss of the Sorcerer Prophet was so huge. It was their caster and their lord, of course. Infernal Guard firing away at the Marauder Chieftain, who plows straight through them. And if they're not able to kill him off, which it doesn't seem like they have been able to, if they're not able to kill him off, then there's no way the Chaos Dwarfs win this game. And I'm kind of surprised. I feel like Blunderbusses and Fireglaves have been doing a lot less damage recently, but there was no patch that said why that would be the case. But I feel like Blunderbusses miss way more often than they used to, and Fireglaves just don't do a lot of damage anymore. Norska is prevailing in the back line. Don't have too much more to say on that front, as the Marauder Chieftain looks like he's gearing up for another go at it, while the Infernal Guard try and get their shit together so they can keep shooting at him. We have Marauder Spearmen, we have Mist Stalkers in the back line that are nearby and able to probably shut those guys down just for a little bit. The Mammoth is back in, going to tear out off the Chaos Dwarf Warriors. There they go. Everybody else is routing. Still have some Infernal Ironsworn. That's about it, though. Everything else with the Chaos Dwarf is in disrepair. Infernal Guard will fight their way free of these Marauder Spearmen given time, so the Mist Stalkers do need to be brought over and dealt with these guys. The Maws of Savagery are pushed away. And the Stalkers continue to commit. If these Infernal Guard are left alone, I mean, they could do some good damage. Either at the Marauder Chieftain or at some of the Skirmish Cav stuff. They're trying to line up some shots. Take a big volley onto the Marauder Chieftain. Knock a good deal of health off of him. And Infernal Ironsworn are coming over this way. Meanwhile, this Fireglaive up here shooting at the Miststalkers. But the Miststalkers do have, I think they have 40, yeah, they have 45% missile resistance, so they're just fine. Infernal Guard, Soul Blight cast on them. They're distracted by the Skin Wolf Werekin, and in comes the Mammoth, swinging those big tusks, and he stops before he even gets to them because Mammoth reasons. They have guard mode on. They're just trying to hit him anyway. If they can kill the Mammoth caster guy, not caster, Mammoth guy, they could still win this. I mean, look at the Miststalkers. Leadership isn't doing so hot. Skin Wolves are notoriously quite cowardly. Infernal Ironsworn and the Infernal Guard with Fireglaives trying to fight their way out of a bad situation with the Beasts of Tashnar and the Skill Furkin and Skirmish Cav all on top of them. Blazing Beards getting close to terror routing, but for now they're still holding. For now, doing a lot of work in that sentence. The Marauder Chieftain's down to 2,700 HP while this Fireglaive continues to just poke at him little bit by little bit. Focus on the Skin Wolves. I have one Fireglaive shooting the Mammoth, yeah. Like, the Mammoth is super tanky. I think if they had killed the extra support, maybe it would have been a bit better. As both the Infernal Guards are still trying to snipe out the Marauder Chieftain. Fight or Die gives him enough leadership to stand tall, but he only has 1,500 HP left. He is getting very low. Unfortunately, though, on the side of the Chaos Dwarves, they don't have anything left. Like, at this point, if they kill him, that's neat, but they have nothing left to kill off all the Skin Wolves either. It's not like their Infernal Ironsworn are still chilling. I mean, I guess they're at half HP. I couldn't see their health bars. 1,200 left on the Marauder Chieftain. As he and these guys are going to deal with the Fireglaives. 1,000 HP for the Marauder Chieftain. Bounce power is getting worse and worse with the Chaos Dwarves, closer to that army losses point. As the Chieftain finally routes a rear charge in from Skin Wolves, though. Stops the free firing Fireglaives from the top of the hill. And these other one of their Ironsworn pals. They get rid of all this stuff. If they can guard mode and fire real quick, get 500 more damage on the Marauder Chieftain and kill him off. I mean, Bounce Power is looking closer to army losses, but that might be a little over-eager. Army losses takes him out anyway. That was... Okay, I guess there was a full health Skin Wolf Werekin. I guess I understand where army losses was coming from, but still, it felt a little early. Fireglaives really underperformed despite giving all the time in the world to shoot by Bahrain. That was insane. Train with some good distraction for a little bit. The blasting charges both did amazing. Chaos Dwarves did okay. But yeah, as chat's saying, as I'm saying, as Bahrain himself is saying, like, the Fireglaives really shit the bed. Like, he gave them every opportunity to succeed, and they were like, nah, we'll just be mediocre for some reason. Again, I don't know why that is. They used to be really good, and there was no patch that said anything about them. But I've been feeling for the last, like, month and a half, they've been meh. Meh or bad. So I don't know what happened there. No idea. Alright, getting some last minute replays here. And checking in on El Brequet. Oh boy. Dragon King and Longshanks and then Dragon King and Geraldo are still playing. We're taking a look at points. Okay. So what do we have? Dragon King has 2 games left. Geraldo and Longshanks both have 1. Longshanks can get to 3. Geraldo could get to 1. Dragon could get to 3. Okay, so the remaining games from the Swiss bracket don't matter for the top end. We have 3 people with perfect 4 runs. Alright. Cool. We'll do this game. So, we have a game here from Guillaume and Heimdallr. Have 3 people with perfect 4-0. Complex Slayer fight. I have to pause this because it loaded faster than I thought. Complex Slayer fight Michael. And the winner faces Tamo. This top of bracket. Send me replays. So we have 3 people who made it through without losing game. It was Tomo, CJ, and Michael. Those guys will be fighting for the finals. We'll cast those games, of course, of course. For now, while we wait, High Elves, Dark Elves. For the High Elves, Dark Elves, we have a front line of 2 White Lions of Krace, 2 Spearmen, a Swordmaster of Hoth that is currently getting deleted by Shades, and then some Illyrian Reavers, Illyrian Reaver Archers, War Lions of Krace, a Life Mage with Regrowth and Earthblood on a dragon, and then a Star Dragon separately. I literally have never seen a Star Dragon separately win. I only see Imric on a Star Dragon win. Alright. On the other side, for the Dark Elves, we have Bleak Swords and Dread Spears. Malice, Darkblade, a Sorceress of Death with Fate of Buna and Spirit Leech. 2 Shades that we saw earlier. Witch Elves, Blackguard of Naggarond, Dark Riders, and then 2 Ripper Bolt Throwers. And the Witch Elves no longer have Rampage. They just have 1 use of this Witch Brew, which causes Rampage on themselves? I don't remember, but they do a lot more damage with that. Frontline for the Dark Elves is falling apart as the War Lions of Krace plus some dragons cause a bunch of spooks, and big breath attacks do damage to the Witch Elves and these Shades. The Lions are tearing through. What now? Oh, gotcha. Alright, cool. That's when I had another tournament question. Star Dragon diving down onto the Dread Spears, but the countercharge of the Dark Elves with their Dark Riders and Dread Spears and Malice, oof, melt the War Lions of Krace. The White Lions of Krace are also having a tough time. So there's a little bit of reprieve on this bottom side here for the Dark Elves. For the High Elves, Lions sprinting back to the Reaper Bolt Throwers, and on the top side they have Illyrian Reavers and Illyrian Reaver Archers capable of chasing off all these things that are routing, so things are going quite well for them there. Shade's trying to get a quick shot off onto the Archmage of Life before they get dove on by that dragon and routed off. These Illyrian Reaver Archers need to stop shooting at the Blackguard and need to focus on chasing down all of these other Dark Elf units that are around. Swordmaster's trying to duel with anything that's surrounding Malice. It's pretty good targets for them. They just need to kill as many infantry as they can before they get pushed out the door. Reaper Bolt Thrower 1 is down, Reaper Bolt Thrower 2 is down, just as Murderous Prowess is popping. That would have given them a little bit more leadership. Witch Elves do rampage themselves with their Witch Brew. They're trying to find a target to fight as they go to chase down Illyrian Reavers. Dragon's lurking. I wonder if they're ready to use breath attacks again, or if they just did. Looks like he's going to dive down on those Dread Spears and try to get rid of them. Big breath attack on the Blackguard and Naggarond in the distance, plus these Illyrian Reaver Archers still shooting at them. Again, I really think these Illyrian Reaver Archers need to be focusing on chasing down anything that's routing and keeping them off the battlefield for the Dark Elves. But I guess poking at the Blackguard isn't a terrible thing. It's just there's better things with your time. Star Dragon's trying to help Spearmen win. Swordmaster's Hoe is still trying to chase stuff down. And in come the War Lions of Krace, charging sideways across the field. Trying to get over here and help out. Though I think they probably could help finish the Shades and stuff. That'd be fine for them. A regrowth onto the Swordmasters of Hoeth. Don't hate that. That is fine. But look at the Dark Elves have gotten all these forces back that can rejoin the fight later because these Lane Reaver archers weren't chasing them down. That is like one of the big things about getting a light cav piece is you need to spend its time chasing things off. Dark Riders chasing off White Lions of Krace is fine. I think we have a big breath attack coming here on this big old clump of Dread Spears. Otherwise, I don't know why this guy would be in the sky, so I think he's just got to turn around and do that soon. Lifecaster trying to get rid of the Blackguard, but they have ITP after this last patch, so they're not terror outing for nothing. The Star Dragon doesn't seem particularly interested in that breath attack. Illyrian Reaver's chasing down Shades. There's the breath attack. Yeah, solid damage. With Swordmaster rear charge, that should get rid of those Dread Spears just fine. Illyrian Reaver archers still trying to get rid of some stuff in the backfield here while Spearmen fight against Witch Elves. Malice is full HP, which could be problematic in the late game. We'll have to see. And War Lions of Krace are trying to get rid of some Shades. Looks like all the Shades are shut down. And there go those Dread Spears. So the High Elves have some battlefield control. They're going to be a little bit behind the single entity game just because Malice is full health and I don't know. An Archmage of Life on a Dragon is not quite an equal combatant to Malice here. It's Malice versus the world already. It was looking that way. It's still kind of looking that way, to be honest. Witch Elves fight against the Spearmen. Illyrian Reaver archers helping to chase some stuff off, plus shooting downhill into those Witch Elves. So that's going all right. More things chasing down other things. And the snipe is coming for our Deathcaster. As the dragons land on each other. They will get in their own way. Quick little Earthblood to help heal them up. And the archers are doing their best. For the Dark Elves, we still have one full health Dark Rider, healthy Deathcaster, full health Malice, and that is about it. For the High Elves, we have both their dragons and some rather wounded Spearmen and Swordmasters of Hoeth. They're two healthy Illyrian Reaver archers that can help rear charge chase stuff off. Another big dragon team up onto the Deathcaster. Oh, just huge chomps taking her off the battlefield super quickly. She is routing, not dead. And the Illyrian Reavers need to deal with these Dark Riders that are rolling them down. Murderous Prowess is worn off, so the Dark Riders are beatable for these Illyrian Reavers. They might just want to 2v1 take that fight while they still can. Breath attack in from the Lifecaster, poking the Blackguard further. 300 HP total for them, as Malice is stuck fighting random-ass spears. And another Spirit Leech. How? Oh god, they let her rally. Okay, that'd be how. It's literally a Lifecaster versus a Deathcaster? Yes. Anyway, Illyrian Reaver is fighting Dark Riders. Illyrian Reaver Archer is kiting away. There's other full health Illyrian Reaver Archer that needs to come back to the battlefield. It looks like it is now, but a big dive in from a regrowth casted Life Dragon. That's going to be a big bounce power swing as it routes off two Dark Riders and heals itself up. That is huge. Star Dragon goes for the snipe onto the Deathcaster, misses the landing charge, and then has to re-landing charge. Still misses. Spirit Leech hits it as it swings. It does hit the Deathcaster, but Malice recharges back into it, getting some good damage down for now. Blood prices popped, giving him better weapon strength and some damage resistance. As these dragons keep just landing on things and routing them, and it looks very funny. Archmage of Life and the Star Dragon still trying to rout off anything they can. War Lions of Krace trying to chase down the Sorceress of Death. She's 1 speed faster, so they should be able to keep up. And Malice actually transforms into Tzarkan already. Demon's Curse is down. Reaper of Souls as well, as he pops everything to try and kill off the Star Dragon. He's getting huge damage onto that thing. But I'm worried he transformed into the Tzarkan a little bit early. He wasn't that close to army losses. He still had a little bit of time to just be Malice, but I understand it. You want to make sure you transform before army losses hits, otherwise you just don't get the transformation at all. Malice is trying to catch out the Lifecasters on the ground as he charges in with Spite. It's a big shot on her backside. Bloodstorm to give him a little bit more damage resistance, but the dragons are just ignoring him for now. Trying to cast healing where they can. Malice seems more than happy to keep chasing these guys. Star Dragon gonna 1v1 Malice, and Malice will win that fight for now. We still have some Illyrian Reaver archers in the distance that do need to come back. Blackguard getting killed off by Swordmasters of Oath. The Swordmasters should also be able to clean up the Dread Spears pretty easily, and we'll see if Malice can get over here and use his Reaper of Souls in the Swordmasters. Oh, they're already trying to surrounding him. Their flag was just out of position. Okay. Yeah, Malice can drain down the Swordmasters easily with his Reaper of Souls. Alright. Swordmaster still fighting Blackguard, still fighting everything. And he should have Reaper of Souls off cooldown soon. Don't know where it is. He might be waiting for the dragons to come back before he casts it. Its cooldown is 90 seconds, so he has it back by now. He just needs to use it. There he uses his little explosion. There's Reaper of Souls. That's double damage to the Swordmasters from the explosion, then from the Reaper of Souls. Pushes everybody off. Malice is still trying to hard carry. Well, ×2 speed at this point is it's just a single entity trying to grind through the whole world. Star Dragon charges in. Swordmasters got some more healing. Swordmasters are actually nearing their heal cap. So are both the dragons. We still have some Illyrian Reavers off in the middle of bumfuck nowhere that probably have to come back. Malice is still trying to get a fight in. Dragon cycle charging him at this point. His heal cap has appeared. Runs back in Swordmasters. Does a little explosion. Doesn't actually do that much damage to them. Here comes another Reaper of Souls, I imagine. There it is. So he tries to heal up. Drains down the Swordmasters and the dragons again. But at this point, he's doomed. There's too much High Elf stuff left that they could just, like, slow stroke it to death because he's going to slowly drain himself. And dragons are cycle charging nicely. GG. Okay. Thanks, Philip. Is it a rule break to just back off and watch Malice die? Yes. War Lions, one got shut down super quickly, but the other one did great. Illyrian Reavers did pretty well, especially the Illyrian Reaver Archers. Swordmasters of Hoeth, with all the healing support they did, they did really good. Good job, Swordmasters. For Heimdallar, Malice got 3,500 value, because Malice is strong. His Dark Riders did fine, his Deathcaster did fine. His front line of infantry got mostly run over, especially the Blackguard and Bleak Swords. Dread Spears held a little bit longer. And the Reaper Bolt Throwers got shut down super fast. Thanks, Blob Sauce. Okie dokie. So, the round robin's... Not round robin. The Swiss stage is all done. And we had some people, but one of them left. He had to go. So we have a top two. CJ, Complex Slayer, versus Tomo are currently fighting to see who wins the whole thing. I'll cast that when we get it. Until then, we'll keep casting random Swiss games until we are done. Oh, boy. Oh, that was good. That was a good stretch. Cracked my back like 3 or 4 times. We have not cast any of these games so far, and that is a lot of Azazel. It's Captain Tillis. He's apparently just spamming Azazel, so. We haven't cast any greenskins yet today. Yeah, we haven't cast any greenskins yet today, so we'll start with that one. Parry your post, bringing our first greenskins out. Captain Tillis, I got you. I got you. I skipped one of your replays because it has Hero Hammer, and I hate Hero Hammer. Skipped another one because I had Chaos Dwarfs and we had just cast a Chaos Dwarf game. And then I got a greenskin one. So we'll do this one, and then the Norska one that's beneath it, and then another Slaanesh one, and then if we have to, we'll do the Hero Hammer one. Okay. For Captain Tillis, We have 2 Marauder Horsemen of Slaanesh, Azazel with Pavane and then Acquiescence. Already cast Pavane on the Morgul's Avenging Marauders, rampaging them out of place and going to take out that green skin Skirmish Cav, which is nice. Anyway, aside from that, we have some Exalted Demonettes of Slaanesh, Chosen of Slaanesh with Hell Scourges, plus Chaos Warriors with Hell Scourges, Devoted Marauders with Spears, a Cultist, and the Cultist did just bring his Demonette Summon, and Azazel. On the other side for the greenskins, we had Morgul's Avenging Marauders. Then we have some Squig Herds, Stone Trolls, Durusty Errors, Orc Biggins, a lot of Orc Biggins, Goblins, the 8-peaked Loons, also in the front line, Orc Boar Biggins, the Broken Tusk Mob. That's about it. Does anybody know why the Night Goblins don't display as the 8-peak Loons or the Warlord Boys? They're always just Night Goblins, and I have to figure it out by looking at their stat card. That always struck me as weird. Aztag also has Fate of Yuna and Spirit Leech. So greenskins are going to have to move up and get involved because their only skirmish cap got taken out, so they're kind of slowly getting picked apart right now. And if they wait for too long, Azazel's going to get Pavane back up, and he can probably just rampage the Rusty Errors out of position and force the fight in a bad way. So the greenskins want to get involved in melee and buy the Rusty Errors that space so that if they get rampage, they don't just instantly die on the front line. My least favorite thing about Total Warhammer community is mentioning I play multiplayer here and nobody cares about multiplayer. Oh, Scram Bucket. Yeah, this is definitely not the channel for that. I hardly play any campaign. In come the Chaos Warriors of Slaanesh. The little Rusty Errors are trying to fire away, but they're kind of firing sideways into these Chaos Warriors, so they're not getting too much done. Turn does really good multiplayer numbers. Yes, he does. Night Goblins get rampaged back into the fights. They can't get away as the Chaos Warriors charge in. Where are the Chosen? Oh, there are the Chosen. Way up there. Orc Borbo begins trying to find a fight as the Slaanesh Cav run away. And now would be a good time to pencil these guys in. You have the Exalted Demonettes here, so you're fine. Just get the Chaos Knights to take the charge. Yeah, they'll take some damage, but you'll kill 2 Orc Borbo Biggins with your time. So we'll see how they do. Over here, we do have a Demonette Summon coming out. Something is cast over there that's not doing very much. Azhag's Art Armor is out for these guys, as Stone Trolls and Azhag continue to fight. And those Demonettes were literally just summoned, and they're already gonna die as the first Wa is out. Big old greenskin clump has formed. Now the Exalted Demonettes finally got the fight they were looking for. It looks like we had some Sacrificial Marauder Horsemen of Slaanesh, which is fine, because the Demonettes are tearing these Orc Borbo Biggins and a new one. 2 more Orc Borbo Biggins trying to get a downhill charge, but on Chosen of Slaanesh, I constantly complain about it on stream, but Orc Borboys and Borbo Biggins and Savage Orc Borboys and Savage Orc Borbo Biggins are all terrible at killing infantry. They just suck at it. Even if you get them like a full charge, they just don't do any damage. So fighting Chosen of Slaanesh, who have like some of the highest melee defense in the game, is not going to go anywhere. Azazel's taking big damage from the Stone Trolls and the Orc Biggins and Azhag, so he needs to try and get out of here. He's down to half HP. As more Chaos Warriors try and grind it out, but the Demonette Summon is gone, as we all know. What the fuck is that? The Death Creepers have been on this map? Since when? Since how? They've used almost all their ammo fighting a Devoted Marauder, so I don't really know what the fuck's happening over there, but okay. That's fine. How long has that been going on? The greenskins have an unholy blob over here, though the Rusty Errors are trying to separate themselves from it and actually fight. A second Wa is out to help the Orc Borbo Biggins fight back against the Chaos Knights and Chosen of Slaanesh, though I still think the Chaos Knights and Chosen will win that fight. Skirmish Cav and Demonettes, the Demonettes are still full HP, which is going to be really rough. Orc Borbo Biggins, those ones should rally unless those Marauder Horsemen get after them and start chasing them. Doesn't look like they're going to. And Azazel is a concern. He is down to about 1/3 HP, and he is demonic, so if you get him low enough, he will just off himself out of spite. The Cultist is now next to useless without the summon that was already burned. And Azazel's about to dive on the Rusty Errors. They were not able to line up and get their shot off in time, so Azazel does dive down into them, but Azhag's coming over, and yeah, it looks like he's going to run. This could be really nasty, though. You could get a Spirit Leech while he's running, and archers shooting at him while he tries to get up into the sky. Here come the Exalted Demonettes, though, sprinting in. This is the death of the Rusty Errors, who are really struggling to get any shots off onto Azazel. Their Borbo Biggins are also crumbling. There's a Spirit Leech for him at last, but the Rusty Errors really never got anything going for themselves. Now they get rear charged by the Demonettes and bulldozed by Azazel. Goodbye, my little friends. Goodbye. Death Creeper's trying to rejoin the fight after all this time. We still have some Orc Biggins fighting, but man, Chosen of Slaanesh and these Chaos Knights, unless Azhag has Fate of Yunas in the back pocket, they're not going anywhere. And there's an Exalted Demonette, too. I actually think the balance of power is disingenuous. I think Slaanesh is really far ahead. Just looking around the battlefield, there's so much like really expensive stuff that I don't see how you're going to deal with. Exalted Demonettes trying to push their way through Stone Trolls and Azhag. Chaos Knights rolling over these fools. And that's looking like about it. Azazel can just stay safe for now. If the Cultist dies, who cares? But the Exalted Demonettes, Chaos Knights, and Chosen should be able to carry the whole game through. Marauder Horsemen running down the last of the Archers. There's some Night Goblins and Orc Biggins versus these Chaos Warriors. You can see this game, like, the very first game of the day I was talking about the Hell Scourges and what are you defending for? This is what you're defending for. Like, these guys are holding forever and keeping the Greenskins here while the flanks get overrun by the Skirmish Cav and the regular Cav and the Demonettes and stuff. But if you have all Hell Scourges, then it's like, what are we accomplishing? So I really like this use of Hell Scourges more than what we saw earlier. In case you were like, I thought Hell Scourges were good, and he's shit-talking them. Nah, they need something else. They're a great anvil, but you can't anvil an anvil. You need a hammer somewhere. Chaos Knights get rid of those Orc Warbiggins just before they get charged by another one. Azhag is fighting his best. Exalted Demonettes all around, Cultists there too, but Azazel just gets away from the fighting, doesn't want to get Spirit Leeched anymore, goes to safety. At this point, I think the Greenskins are doomed. Can you say all the Boar Boy variants again really fast? Boar Boys, Savage Boar Boys, Savage Orc Boar Boy Biggins, and Boar Boy Biggins, yes. I believe that's it. Quick question, do you play in tournaments only with memeish builds and focus on casting, or do you also play serious? Depends on the tournament. The last one we did, I was playing with memeish builds because it was the new units tournament, so then I just took a lot of the new units for content reasons. But there are times when I play serious. Yeah, like any of the Faction War qualifiers, I was playing serious. The Gracier playoffs, I was playing serious. Yeah, so sometimes I play serious to just lose. Because I think I'm a good player, but I don't think I'm like the best player. I think like in the current roster of people we have, I'm probably top 15, but not top 5. You know what I mean? I don't know. When I serious try hard, I'm a problem for people, but a manageable one. How's this going? Who remains on the bracket? Just Complex Slayer and Tomo. Michael came through the Swiss stage with a perfect 4-0, but he had to go, so the other two 4-0s are just doing their tiebreaker match. So the final is between Complex Slayer and Tomo. We have more Captain Telis games. And we have a Lone Wolf game. I'm going to do this one first. Other campaign streamers are small. Yeah, I've tried campaign streams. I really like the multiplayer streams, the multiplayer campaign streams, because those are just fun, and then if my viewership sucks, it's okay, I'm having fun. But when I did like some single-player campaign streams to try and like see if that would help my channel, the viewership was just really low, no matter what I did. But then also, I wasn't enjoying campaign as much as like multiplayer campaign. So then I couldn't just shrug it off as like, well, I had fun. It was just more of grr and anger. Okie dokie. Norska versus the Chaos Dwarves. We have two Bull Centaur renders. Zatan the Black for the Lord. No caster on the Chaos Dwarves, which again, I will mention you should always bring a caster. Always, always, always. Two Chaos Dwarf Blunderbusses, then a front line of Chaos Dwarf Warriors. Some with great weapons, some without. On the other side, also no caster. We have Wulfric the Wanderer on foot with all of his buffs. No caster, but triple Famir Warrior, which are very good against Chaos Dwarves. Two Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes, and then a front line of Berserkers and Marauders mixed throughout, with one Marauder Chariot off in the distance. Berserkers do not get the charge on the Chaos Dwarf Warriors. They did not have attack orders as this guy came in. The Blunderbusses are trying to get shots off, but the Famir, as we discussed earlier, do have an impressive 45% missile resistance. So if they can get through the front line relatively quickly and shut down these Blunderbusses, they'll be just fine. Berserkers fighting with Chaos Dwarf Warriors. Famir stacked on top of them. Armor piercing their way through these guys. The Chaos Dwarf front line should be in a heap of trouble, honestly. Ooh, these Orc Laborers are going to have a bad time versus the Berserkers. But a rear charge in from Bull Centaur Renders could even the odds a little bit. Say goodbye to your health berserkers. Some skirmish cap getting pushed off after taking a bunch of damage. Zatan does use his sadistic snare, lowering the berserkers' melee defense to 0, while he and the Bull Centaur Renders try and deal with them. Marauder Chariot comes in swinging, but it is swinging at Bull Centaur Renders. It's not the best target for themselves. Wolfric and the boys pushing through. He still has all 3 uses of Sea Fang, and he is going to need to use it soon, but this Premier Warrior should be able to kill the Chaos Dwarf Blunderbuss for relatively low effort. Throwing axes, slowly poking down the Bull Centaur Renders as berserkers try and fight their way out of a bad situation. Some rampages are getting procced on the front line, but on the top side, the Chaos Dwarfs are winning overall. No problems there as Blunderbuss is fired downhill into the Fimir, who are now turning around and trying to run away. They will get shot in the back on their way out. Wolfric looks to be taking a fight against Zatan if he can. Zatan's already at half HP, though. Chariot's trying to lock him in place while Wolfric gets to him. Wolfric is stuck on his own chariots. He needs new orders to get in there and actually fight Zatan. It's a bit of a messy one so far. More Warpstone stuff is super heavily edited, though. Or they uncut stuff. I don't know. I mostly do live streams. Definitely a new player tournament? Yeah. It is what it is. I advertised it. Alright, I didn't lie to you and say, this is fucking Felcon versus Alfredino here. No. Those are new players. Blunderbuss is ripping apart these Marauder Berserkers, but the Fimir are largely unfazed by this, and they're still plowing through Chaos Dwarf Warriors to try and get to these Blunderbusses who are going to shred them at point-blank range. 45% missile resistance is nice. It's the only thing that kept them alive, but still, it can be rather brutal as the Ghost Boat goes straight through those guys, doing good damage. And I double-clicked, which brings my camera all the way over there because I'm a fool. Wolfric is still trying to duel with Zatan the Black, who should be getting up into the sky around now. There's not a lot to threaten him if he's up in the sky, and his HP is so low that he should just get up there to give his whole army the leadership they need. Because they're ahead, right? They're doing great, as long as Zatan doesn't die and cause them all to rout and whatever. Marauder Berserkers fighting alongside Premier Warriors versus the Bull Centaur Renders, trying to clear things out. Another huge volley from the throwing axes taking them down to 3 models. And it's getting worse, but Zatan charges again, not fearing for his safety whatsoever. Famir's still fighting in the backline, but this full health Bull Centaur Render is going to be a big problem for Norska. I don't actually see how they overcome it. Still have 1 healthy Blunderbuss. The other one's doing okay and just firing back against Famir at point-blank range. Going to push them off any second here. 11 leadership left on the Famir as they try and fight their way through. The other Blunderbusses are safe and clear. Norska falls farther behind in the balance of power, and I must agree. So whoever loses because they didn't bring a Mammoth. That's probably true. Bull Centaur Render is in the way of these Blunderbusses, so the Blunderbusses can't shoot over their giant bullish backs. But Zatan is safe and sound, and that's all he really needs to do is just stay up there, stay safe, and be fine. As the Bull Centaurs cleave through Marauder Horse throwing axes. €5. Thanks for the tourney and the casting. It was good fun. Thanks, Miguel. Hope you had a good time, buddy. Unless it's not a euro and I'm being stupid. I get paranoid that I said the wrong currency again. But a pound doesn't look like that, so yeah, it's a euro. Don't give me that dumb American doesn't know shit, because it's just nerves on stream. Anyway, Wolfric's all that's really left. Zatan's standing over and being spooky, while Sadistic Snare lowers his melee defense down to 26. Blunderbuss is trying to shoot him, but there's a whole bunch of stuff in the way, and I think that's probably GG. As the Blunderbusses push off the Marauders, and they're doing just fine. The Mammoth won the previous match? Yeah, he had a good HP pool. Zatan is dueling Wolfric to the death, and actually does get pushed off. Bit of a whoopsie there, but he's not dead, so he should be fine. 43 HP, not a lot. Seafang goes through all the Chaos Dwarfs, and still Army Losses is going to take out Wolfric. Zatan ain't a wimp. He maybe should have been a little more of a wimp. Almost 700 value for Zatan. Very impressed by that character. And by that I mean I hate him. I hate him and I don't understand people wanting to take him. He's bad. Chaos Dwarfs did okay. They held on for as long as they were needed. The Blunderbusses did amazing. The Bull Centaur Renders did amazing. Zatan sucked and died. Wolfric, 2,200 value for Foot Wolfric is very nice. Premier Warriors did okay. Berserkers mostly got trashed, except for that one that got 1,700 value. Chariot did not get anything done, unfortunately, and Marauder Horse and Throwing Axes. Overall, pretty good value. Okay. We have 2 games left from the Swiss bracket to cast. Am I the only one that loves the Warhammer multiplayer scene, but the implementation in Warhammer 3 is the most half-baked basic multiplayer I've ever seen? I mean, there's no chat. Even Warhammer 2 had that. Yeah. I think chat got removed because of, like, Epic Games Store shit. Because if you say bad words on the internet for some reason, it's Epic Games' fault? Yeah, I don't know. Alrighty. Slaanesh versus Chaos Dwarves on a teeny tiny little map. We have 2 Marauder Horsemen of Slaanesh, 2 Chaos Furies, a Azazel with Pavane and Acquiescence, then a bunch of Devoted Marauders with Hell Scourges, Chosen with Hell Scourges, Chaos Knights, double Exalted Demonettes in the trees. And that is it. For the Chaos Dwarves, we have Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders, 3 of them, one of which is Ogre Khan's Wolf Boys. 2 Chaos Dwarf Blunderbusses, the Demon's Tongue, Astrogoth, Iron Hand, and then 2 Infernal Ironsworn with their blasting charges. And then a bunch of Laborers. Pavane of Slaanesh is down on the Infernal Ironsworn. Very nice spell cast to stop them from throwing their blasting charges. I like that a lot. That's a cool little tech piece. Because see, if they had gotten their blasting charges off, that would be that Devoted Marauder about now. So that's fun. That's nice. That's cool. So far, the Chaos Dwarf little skirmish cav has been able to peel the backline free of Furies. And the Slaanesh front line's still not having a great time. I mean, they didn't get blasting charge to death, but they're still getting ground to death by these Ironsworn, man. Astrogoth charges in with the Flaming Sword Ruin on himself to give him a little bit of buffs, and the Blunderbusses try and get a shot on the Chaos Knights quick, but then they do get shut down. The Granite Guard are going to have to turn and help out with that one. It looks like they're starting to, and the Chaos Knights lose their impetus, but the Granite Guard have to deal with the Chaos Furies first, and they barely get a little bit of a volley off before they get beset. And that is actually a really big win for Slaanesh, getting onto the Blunderbusses before the Chaos Furies take a full volley, because that would for sure just demonically crumble them. Azazel and the lads rout off a Blunderbuss, rout off a Hobgoblin Wolf Raider for a little bit. And a full Fury sandwich is formed around these poor Blunderbusses. They're getting torn apart, because Slaanesh Furies have armor piercing. One of the Furies is going to fade away regardless, because of their low leadership, at the low price of 550 or 600 gold. Both the Blunderbusses are down, so overall that is a win for Slaanesh. The Infernal Ironsworn are beset by Exalted Demonettes, and the Exalted Demonettes can cleave right through these guys. They don't give a single shit. They're going to crunch these fools as soon as the Marauders get out of the way over here. But yeah, the Infernal Ironsworn are in trouble. Overall, the Chaos Dwarves are in some trouble. Fury's going to chase off the Granite Guard. The other Blunderbuss is getting walked slowly down by Devoted Marauders of Slaanesh. We'll have to see if any of these Wolf Riders can maybe try and peel somehow, but I don't know. That Blunderbuss is so wounded, I don't know if it even matters, to be honest. Infernal Ironsworn taking big damage. This Demonette finished off their Ironsworn without even breaking a sweat. Already 1,300 value from them. Narcissism is cast, the tier 2 arm ability that nets these guys in place, while some Skirmish Cav and Azazel try and get charges off. They kind of derp around for a little bit and don't do much of anything, but that's okay. Marauders were peeled by the Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders. You love to see it. We'll see if these Blunderbusses can come back and do anything of use. Meanwhile, the Chosen of Slaanesh, the Hell Scourge, is still trying to find a home. They have 180 value from killing over like 200 guys. Well, not quite. 150 guys. But they're laborers, so who cares? Exalted Demonite still fighting against the Infernal Ironsworn. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba! They're loving it. In come the Marauder Horsemen of Slaanesh, trying to side charge the Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders and get them out of here. Push those guys away. Chaos Knights will go straight down this line. They should be able to rout everything on impact, even those full health Goblin Laborers on the far side. Azazel is still very healthy. The Demon's Tongue is doing alright, which is a bit of a problem here for Slaanesh. The Chaos Knights do in fact shatter and rout off a bunch of things. These Goblin Laborers thinking about routing. Exalted Demonettes get a brief little chat with Ogre Khan's Wolf Boys. The Exalted Demonettes should win that in the end. Still have some Chosen fighting Astrogoth and the lads. And Azazel once again goes to deal with the Demon's Tongue. Hi, real human being. A lot of CD, yeah, Chaos Orbs are cool. People like them. We are getting a tier 3 army ability, Fascination, onto Astrogoth, just to rampage him. It's not a good spell onto single entities anymore because of how they switch the damage. It actually does a lot of damage to non-single entities, but looking at this, there's just nothing else the Chaos Dwarfs have that's even remotely a threat, so you might as well rampage Astrogoth. There wasn't much follow-up, so I didn't love the cast, but I feel like it was a flex cast that's fine, considering how far ahead he is. Still trying to kill the Demon's Tongue, which is surrounded by Demonettes and Astrogoth. Sorry, Azazel. Azazel does kill that thing at last. Chaos Dwarfs getting run off the map. And Azazel remains resolute. Still have some Chosen, still have some Exalted Demonettes, still have Azazel that can take him down. As he's just limping around. Fascination is the net. Narcissism is the net. Fascination is the tier 3 armor ability. Not having a chat seriously damaged the multiplayer who gives a crap about the UK. Could have just removed it from the UK version. Yeah, that's a weird law. That you have to have moderated chat. Most likelihood of a Warhammer Age of Sigmar is the next big CA game. Probably not the next big CA game. I would guess either, if they stick with the Warhammer license, it might be 40k. But I really think that they do like Medieval 3 or another historical title of some kind next. Philip, nothing changed for the Tomb Kings. That just kind of, like, it's weird, but things just come and go. Like, I 100% know what you mean. But we had some tournaments where, like, everyone in the tournament would pick Dark Elves, and they would take one Blackguard of Naggarond. I don't know why, because Blackguard aren't a particularly good unit. They're not bad, but they're not, like, every single build good, but everyone was taking them. So it's just kind of weird. It depends on the people playing. Like, if people really like Tomb Kings, then they'll play the shit out of Tomb Kings. And apparently the people today really like Chaos Dwarfs and Slaanesh. Yeah. Oh boy. Captain Telis. His Chaos Knights did well. His Exalted Demonettes did really, really well. Hi, Hazel. Everybody say hi to Hazel. Skirmish Cav. Mixed value, but overall fine. Furies did fine. Devoted Martyrs to Hell Scourges. All of them got rolled except for this one. Hi. Hi. Look at this puppy. Look at her. For Geraldo 7. Astrogoth did eh. His Iron Demon did really well. His Goblin Wolf Riders overall did well. And then Goblin Laborers probably just died. Frontal Ironsworn mixed. The one that got their blasting charges off did fine. The other one got rolled. And the blunderbusses got rolled. GG. I have one game left from that thing. Bongo sent something. What is it? Tur. Oh, we cast that one. What up, Bongo? I wonder how the finals are going. They've been in finals for like 40 minutes now, so they should be fine. Okay. Let's go. Let's fucking do this. Captain Telis versus Drago. And Sigvald plus Aecold plus a Deathcaster plus a bunch of aspiring champions. Feels good. Marauder of Slaanesh. Tzeentch, Slaanesh. I think are the Mirror Guard marked by Slaanesh? Because that would be 5 marked units. I think Pharaoh's time period is super interesting, but the Warfare of the time period is just boring. Yeah, that's a good point, Olaf. Okay, for the Chaos build, it's Chaos Warriors with Halberds, Aspiring Champions, more Aspiring Champions, more Marauders, and then Hero Hammer with a Flying Deathcaster. On this side, we have Azazel with Pavane. He's going to rampage his Chaos Sorcerer of Death to come fight him in the air, where Azazel's going to kick his ass. And then we have 4 Marauder Horsemen with throwing weapons, and then a bunch of Hell Scourges, Chaos Warriors, and Marauders, some Chaos Knights. Chosen of Slaanesh with Hell Scourges and an Exalted Demonette. But Azazel already snipes out the Chaos Sorcerer of Death, who just starts to land now. Barely living, but Azazel's actually going after him, routs him, but now has to get back up into the air. Not that that should be a big problem. You should be able to outrun these Chaos Warriors. So the Warriors of Chaos just lost their caster. The caster isn't marked? I know, but Eocold, Sigvald, Mirror Guard, Severed Claw, and then there's a Marauder of Slaanesh, so there's 5. Azazel kills the caster. And we're in a grind, ladies and gentlemen. Losing the Deathcaster that early, yeah. Though to be fair, it was a cool rampage play, much more than like a mistake. So that was nice. Devoted Marauders trying to fight against the Mirror Guard and Aspiring Champions. Chaos Warriors with their whips. Gonna hold the front line for quite a while, even against these Aspiring Champions, which will allow Chaos Knights and Exalted Demonettes to get the charges that they want in. And someone earlier was asking why Demonettes aren't used as a hammer and anvil. This is a rare game where you can do that, because they have plenty of time to get the flank and then charge in as they want to. Chaos Warriors with Halberds in the backfield, getting cycle charged a bit, though overall they'll win those fights quite handedly, so even cycle charging them isn't super worth it. Devoted Marauders pushed off. Elsewhere, basic Marauders gonna die, but Aspiring Champions mixed in there doing just fine. Slaanesh dives down on these Aspiring Champions. Acquiescence is popped, plus a Charmed, plus Azazel's rear charge, almost getting rid of their leadership. There they go, they tear her out. And the Demonettes should probably turn around and deal with what's coming straight at them. Or run away. I also like running away, but I was just meaning if they chase the Aspiring Champions, that'd be bad. Chaos Knights lurking in the distance. Skirmish Cav continuing to run these halberds around the map and take them out. The Aspiring Champions actually are rallied and brought back to the fold. These devoted Marauders are sacrificed to the Dark Gods, while Azazel and the lads chase down these halberds, taking them out, quickly forming the blob. You didn't want to cast this game because of Hero Hammer. You didn't know it'd end up in a blob. It always ends up in a blob. You didn't know that. You can't just not do things. You have to watch a slow armored blob just die away. You're not allowed to have opinions. Rear charge in from the Demonettes as Azazel charges in and out and in and out and in and out. Chaos Warriors with Hell Scourges holding the front line. Chosen of Slaanesh, the Hell Scourges are also chilling nearby, but the Mirror Guard are disintegrated before our eyes. Other Aspiring Champions also taken up at the Demonettes, and the Severed Claw also taken up at the Demonettes. Demonettes are considered a weak unit for a lot of reasons, but not for fighting things in melee. They take a ton of damage getting charged by even light cavalry or chariots or anything. Anything that's large that charges them does a lot of damage. They take a ton of damage from spells. They take a ton of damage from archers. But man, if you fight them in melee, you're going to have a bad fucking time. Gameboy, how can we follow the game when you fast forward? The joy of that is you can follow it while I'm fast forwarding because it's just a blob of single entities and armored infantry trying to fight their way out. There's nothing going on. There's nothing happening. It's just a slow stat check. Oh, the Demonettes with 3,600 value for Captain Telos. As they slaughtered some Aspiring Champions and Chaos Warriors. Yeah. Some people are joking, but some people actually get upset when I fast forward, and I'm like, dude, I watch hundreds and hundreds of replays a month. I just can't. I can't watch blob fights and be like, there's a lot to talk about here. There isn't. Is the blob strong enough or is it not? But, yeah. Still waiting on that final. How's that going? How did the tourney go? Fine. In finals now. Okay. What am I doing in skirmish versus AI? The cast kill at the start was fun? Yeah. TLS, you did great. You don't have nothing to apologize. You have nothing to apologize for. You are literally perfect. Oh boy, let's slap down some Khorne. Khorne! Let's find out what we're fighting. I'm waiting on the finals replay, so I'm just doing a quick battle quick. Warriors of Chaos. We have to take Scarbrand. Do I want anything besides just his rage? I'll take Wrathful Reaper. Sure, whatever. The Warriors of Chaos. Let's get some Bloodletters. Let's get some Marauders. Get some Dogs. Get some Flesh Hounds to help chase down Skirmish Cav if they have Skirmish Cav, because if they have Skirmish Cav, I'm going to be in trouble. I don't know. Could go Minos, but where's the fun in that? I guess winning. Winning's fun. Winning is the fun in that. I'll sell a dog and get another Flesh Hound. Sure. Whatever. I don't care. I don't give a single shit. Our finals is done, so we have that replay after I lose this fight. Farm brand? That implies I'm going to take Slaughter and Carnage, which sucks. The intensity spell, which some people are like, no. And if you're one of these people, take a joke. Just take a joke, all right? But, because I'm going to do a silly voice, and it's going to be demeaning. But, because I'm allowed to make jokes. But, when people are like, nah, dude, Slaughter and Carnage is good. I was playing a game versus Skaven, and there was 220 stacks of Skaven slaves, and then a city garrison of 18 more Skaven slaves. And I killed all the Skaven slaves in a 40-minute game with Scarbrand, and his intensity charged up to 75%. So it's a good ability. Bitch, what? What? You have to kill 59 units of Skaven slaves to get this to 70%? How is that useful? How? It sucks. It's trash. Scarbrand isn't even good at killing lots of things. He's like a duelist. It's... Oh. It's... Oh. Okay. I got our final. Let's do this. Let's do it. Because, like, I don't know why people have such a fucking problem. And here's my rant, all right? I don't know why people have such a fucking problem with me saying intensities are too slow to charge up. Because what's your deal? What's your deal? Answer me this honestly. How many of you degenerates are sitting there fighting the AI, Scrag the Slaughterer, and the fucking AI brought 2 Gorgers? And you're sitting there and you're like, Scrag's at 30% charge after casting 3 spells? His Gorgers are insane. I can't do anything about his Gorgers, you guys. His 2 AI Gorgers. No one says that. No one. And if you're complaining about that, you need better shit to complain about. Now, if you're playing as Scrag, I also don't understand the player who's like, guys, I cast 5 spells and I'm at 50% charge. This is fun. I don't want to be at 100% charge right now. I'm not trying to live the Gorger power fantasy right now. Please don't charge my cauldron faster. I don't want that. God forbid I have a fun and interactive campaign experience. Who are these people? that come into my fucking YouTube comments and complain about this. Like, no, I don't want my intensity to stack. Why wouldn't you want your intensity to stack faster? Oh, because the AI gets it too. The AI can't figure out that artillery isn't a melee unit. The AI keeps trying to melee me with warp lightning cannons. You're worried those fucks are gonna charge it too fast and you can't beat them? That sounds like a you problem. That's a skill issue. I'm sorry. Let my shit charge faster. Let my people go. Please, God, make Scarbrand meta. Yo, what's your bench? I haven't gone to like a gym in a while. I just bench in my living room with some weights I have at home. It used to be 210. Actually, CJ was close. It's 210. Alright, what do we have? A Chaos Source Lord of Tzeentch, a Sorcerer of Tzeentch, so he brought double blue fire, and then some Marauders and Chaos Warriors. Okay. This is a pretty reasonable build as far as builds go. You guys want to see something really cool? Dun 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 da 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 da. Get rampaged, motherfucker! And Scarbrand hasn't hit him yet! And Scarbrand hasn't hit him yet! The goddamn goat! There we go, he finally hit a fucking thing. Alright. Dogs, fall back for a second. Minos, fall back for a second. Holy shit. I can't believe Scarbrand fucked that up for me, dude. I set him up. I set him up perfectly, and he just completely shit the bed. Okay, whatever, Scarbrand. You ass. You ass, Peanut. Okay, Minos, fall back from those halberds. Get bloodletters up here. Okay. Fleshhounds, both of you try and get around the front line and go get those horsemen. Not that I think you'll actually catch them, but because I need... Oh, those are dragon ogres. Okay. Because I need Scarbrand to be okay. I don't want him getting hit by those things. Alright. Don't want you guys fighting halberds. We do want you guys fighting halberds. One of my fleshhounds got through to the guys, but that's not really the point, is it? My point is more to chase things down. Still want Minos dealing with this, so I'll back off. We still have some dogs over here that I can use to chase stuff down. Let's get these guys onto the halberds, and then these guys can fall back. How are we doing? Eh, sure. Rampage yourself for 50% more damage. That's whatever. That's fine. Alright. Trying to route those marauders. These dogs are still chasing stuff. These fleshhounds are gonna die. Where are my other dogs? Oh, okay, they're getting attacked by this fucking guy? Who are you? Who do you think you are? Get the hell away from me. Alright, Scarbrand and the boys, get over here. One marauder can help chase a little bit. Alright. So these Minos are kicking this guy's ass. I'll give him a horn. Give him an old toot-toot. Toot-toot, give him a boot. Scarbrand's having a bad time, so let's try part 2 with fighting this guy. He forgot a Chaos Knight in the woods. I'm not going to remind him. Bloodletters are killing this. Rampage him so he can't get away. And this time Scarbrand's actually hitting his abilities, which is really exciting, you guys. Just real exciting. Okay. So, I don't want to fight these Chaos Spawn. I'll just let them fade. It's whatever. Okay, we got some good kills. This Chaos Knight is there. I really shouldn't go that close to it, but I'm feeling overconfident, so... Damn it! Damn it! Run! Run! I was cursed by my overconfidence! Who could have seen this coming? I mean, sure, even I literally saw this coming, but whatever. Sure, I'll make these guys unbreakable. Fuck it. Fuck it. Rampage yourself. Get some big damage. Jesus, that's damage, though. It's him. It's the goddamn goat. Alright, let's get 2 Fleshhounds out there after those Chaos Knights. I have a bunch of Marauders and stuff. Scarbrand's killing some things. That Chaos Spawn isn't real. It can't hurt you. It's not real. And we'll get 2 Fleshhounds going up towards the high ground where they can fight those skirmish cav, because my Marauders are also helping to pen them in. Alright, let's get Bloodletters. Those Chaos Spawn are lasting an awfully long time. There we go. Literally as soon as I think about it. Dogs chase off some stuff and get me some more army passive. All you guys chase around and do this. Scarbrand doesn't actually need to be here anymore because Bloodletters can take care of this easily enough. Let's just all go up towards the Chaos Knights. I don't know what Tzeentch is going to do at this point. His caster's behind my screen, perfectly fine, but hold on, wait. I'm just going to get him. I'm just going to go get him. Let's see if he remembers what happens at literally the start of the game.
But Hero Boy, at the start of the game, didn't you just miss a bunch? Didn't you not get any damage out because Scarbrand's a big dumb piece of shit?
Maybe I did. What's your point?
Well, what if you just miss again? What if you just don't hit anything ever again? What if you're just bad?
Well, sometimes that's the risk you gotta take.
Hero Boy, this doesn't seem wise. I'm upset. I'm upsetty spaghetti.
Come here. Come here, you. Come here, cutie.
But those aspiring champions are taking a long time to die.
I know. It's annoying me a little bit, but I'll get over it. Oh, no, I missed him! Oh, I got him! Get that bitch! Get that bitch! Get that bitch! Get that bitch! Never mind, dude. Never mind, Scarbrand. Fuck you. Dude. What is wrong with those discs? Something is wrong with those discs. I've gotten multiple complaints that Imric can't hit disc characters in the sky. I tried to test it, but it didn't work for me. But we saw there twice, Scarbrand rampaged a disc character into himself, and then he stood around like, how do I use my hands to kill this disc caster? Gorgers. Alright. Sounds like I need to check out Scrag. Y'all are tripping. Anybody who doesn't blindly agree with me, tripping. Yeah. It's Khorne W. I'm sorry, Scram Bucket. That sounds unpleasant for you. Okie dokie. Where... CJ, I saved your thing. Where did it go? Oh, CJ, you sent me a file. I need a replay file. Now is a good time to insert ads. No, it's not. Oh, Tomo has the replay. Rampage caster just to politely talk to him about our Lord and Savior, Khorne, the Blood God. Alright. We got our final replay. Tomo versus CJ for the tournament win. Oh god, it's Grand Cathay. Oh god, it's Malice Darkblade. I don't want it anymore. I don't want to cast it, so I'm not going to. You can't make me. Now is the time to insert doggo or cat cam. Cat's gone. Don't know where the dog is. So, no. Heimdallar, also known as Tomo, versus Complex Slayer, also known as CJ. Dark Elves Grand Cathay. Let us begin. For the Dark Elves, we have 2 Reaper Bolt Throwers, 2 Dark Shards, 2 Cold One Knights, a Blood Rack Medusa, Malice Darkblade, a Dark Caster with just Chillwind, and then some Dark Riders and a bunch of Bleak Swords. On the other side, for Grand Cathay, Fire and Rocket, which has not done well in the last like 6 or 7 replays I've cast of it, but we'll see if it does well this time. The answer is no. And then some Jade Warrior crossbows, a bunch of Jade Warriors in the front line, Peasant Long Spears, Jade Lancers. 4 Jade Lancers. Yes, I like this. Empress Croman and Zhao Ming with Final Transmutation and his little Dragon's Breath attack. I like it. I like it. This is good. This is good shit. Jade Lancers are a little underrated in my opinion. Fire and Rocket is trying to outduel the Bolt Throwers, though the Bolt Throwers will slowly but surely take out Fire and Rocket models, making it less and less impactful per volley as they withstand the test of time. So Cathay is on a bit of a timer. They might want to start advancing before they lose the artillery duel altogether. A much appreciated nerf. The Fire and Rockets, I don't know what changed about them, man, but they just like don't hit very much anymore. 641 value, I guess, is still pretty nice, but it's about out of commission now. Yeah, it actually is. It flat out fucking died. All the models are dead. Cows didn't deserve that. The barrage continues, though it is onto the Fire and Rocket, which is already out of commission. They do need to refocus. Probably shoot at Jade Lancers. Yeah, probably. Bloodwrack Medusa is trying to kite it out a little bit while the Onyx Crowmen go around the sides. The crossbows are shooting back to the Bloodwrack Medusa. She's lost about a quarter of her HP. And then another volley. Some onto the Medusa, some onto the Bleak Swords. I'm going to ×2 speed through this weird shooting match. Bum, 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 ba-da. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum. Zhao Ming's coming for blood. Now Cathay is advancing at last, and they're shooting at Bleak Swords, and Malice diving in. There we go. A confusing array of Chaff front line doing their best, while Malice gets hit in the face with Overcasted Final Trans! Nope, regular Final Trans. Rest in peace, me. Yeah, things are going okay. Jade Warrior crossbows are going to fire back at the Dark Shards. These are unshielded versions of the Dark Shards, so all the Dark Shards are armor-piercing, which is great, versus Jade Warrior crossbows. Shields versus unshields is going to be pretty bad for our Dark Shard compatriots. Meanwhile, the Bloodwrack Medusa continues to offer suppressing fire. The Empress Crowmen try and stop the Bolt Throwers for a little bit. It looks like the angry Velociraptor Knights will be charging in against them. The Crowmen will take a nasty bit of damage, and they are demonic now. Well, roughly. But they have that demonic instability crumbling, so if they get taken low enough, they will just off themselves. Dark Elf frontline is trying to get through the Jade Warriors. That is a tall task to ask of them, but they will slowly try and get it done. Especially with Malice's help and occasional chill wins here and there. I'm surprised the Cold One Knights are playing so far back, but I guess the Jade Lancers are too, as both sides are kind of holding their cavalry in reserve as a nasty Bloodwrack shot goes through the center of that Jade Warrior crossbow. Anyway, both sides keeping their cav in reserve, waiting for, I suppose, the late game. So right now we're in the infantry dying stage. Another chill wind through the Jade Warriors. Good damage out here and there. Bloodwrack Medusa trying to dodge away from the Jade Warrior crossbows as much as possible. For the Dark Elves, both their Dark Shards were pushed back once. One's rallied, the other is not yet. The Bolt Throwers are both still online. I wonder what they're shooting at these days. 720 value, 717 values. They're not exactly rolling in value. One of the Cold One Knights is trying to get involved. Looks like he's charging at Zhao Ming, but Zhao Ming is standing in Peasant Long Spears, which could prove very problematic for our Cold One Knight friends. Peasant Long Spears are by far the most effective chaff spears in the entire game. Empress Crowmen land. The Cold One Knights are after them, once again trying to peel for the Dark Elf backline. And another chill wind pokes down the Jade Warriors. Cathay frontline is thinking about faltering, but while they're thinking about faltering, the Dark Elf one is faltering. The Dark Elves are in mass retreat. We have like one Dread Spear that's healthy over here, and a Bleak Sword that's technically still around on the other side. The Empress Crowmen mostly ignoring the Cold One Knights, not taking as much damage as you might expect. There, they start to take some good impactful damage, and the Demonic Instability is coming. No, they rally, they're fine. They might actually just carpet bomb these Bleak Swords on the front line, which would be pretty brutal. Another chill wind through. But so far the balance of power is quite even, and I do agree. I mean, we still have a lot of cavalry. We have Malice. We have a Dark Caster for the Dark Elves. And a lot of the range is still alive, even if it's damaged. Like, the bolt throwers are still shooting. Don't know what they're shooting at. Looks like right now they're shooting at Zhao Ming. Getting good pokes onto him, too. Malice has popped the Blood Price. And once again, the Onyx Crowmen pile into the back as the Blood Drag Medusa is actually trying to shoot them at point-blank range. She's obstructed for now. Winds up a bit of a shot. Nice shot there. And then she charges into them. Still just trying to get those guys to Demonic Instability Crumble. Zhao Ming is close to getting his heal popped. There it is. So now the HP he has is the HP he's going to keep throughout the whole game. The Onyx Crowmen just about dead as these little Dark Shards try and push them down. But the Jade Lancers are through to the back line. There's no Coldland Knights left over here to take care of them. The other Coldland Knights are busy on the front, where this one is going for a long flank that is taking a little bit too long to actually get where it needs to go. Jade Warrior crossbows either shut down or out of ammo for the most part. And the Dark Elves losing their backline too. So both sides losing their backlines, which overall favors Cathay at this current moment because, like I said, I mean, this Jade Warrior crossbow is literally out of ammo. So the only thing that's going to maybe get shut down is this guy. Fire and Rocket has a ton of ammo, but as we mentioned at the very start of the game, all 4 of their models are actually dead. So they can't use that ammo if they wanted to. The Chill Wind spam is slowly draining Cathay of life, and Zhao Ming does not want to fight Malice. As we saw earlier, sure he had bolt thrower support, but Malice was kicking the shit out of Zhao Ming regardless. Golden Knights on the backfield trying to take a fight with these Jade Lancers who are mostly focusing on just running other things down rather than dealing with the Golden Knights. It looks like the Golden Knights are going to abandon that fight altogether. For Cathay, we have 2 cavalry, if you include both the half-health ones as 1 cavalry. Oh, there's the 3rd over here. So still roughly, quote-unquote, 3 cav. For the Dark Elves, we have about 1 1/3 or 1 1/2 between their 2 Coldwood Knights. Another Chill Wind is out, pokes down some Peasant Long Spears and Jade Warrior crossbows. But Malice is regrouped with his Coldwood Knights. Cathay managed to keep those Jade Warrior crossbows alive, and they've rallied some Jade Warrior support. Malice is trying to catch Zhao Ming. Zhao Ming should be able to take off, but he actually does take a nasty shot to the backside. Coldwood Knights charge in. Much like Orc Boar Boys and Orc Boar Boy Biggins and all that stuff, Coldwood Knights are also uniquely bad at killing off infantry. So we'll see how they do. Malice is fine here. He's getting good shots onto Zhao Ming, who transforms right in front of him. If Malice can get 1 or 2 hits onto Zhao Ming in his human form, he can rout him off, and then that'll be the end of the Grand Cathay Lord. Nice Chill Wind down the line. Again, pokes all these Cathay peasants. Gets rid of a Jade Warrior. Then the Peasant Long Spears are getting low, but they're still in it for just now. And a big Final Transmutation. Does the overcast damage hurt Zhao Ming? No, it doesn't. It does not proc on Zhao Ming, so he doesn't get hurt. He does get to just do a ton of damage to Malice and these Cold One Knights as they run away. Malice's heal cap is approaching, but he's fine for now, and he does get a rout off. Peasant Long Spears at 1 leadership, holding for now because of that harmony bonus given to them. +8 leadership for them. Yeah, they're not going anywhere. Do you have any homebrew units or lords you like added to the game or a mod? I'd have to think on that for much longer than I have right now. Malice transforms into Tzarkan, then a Chill Wind forces away some of these Peasant Long Spears, so he was done with it. Balance Power's back to about 50-50 as Malice transforms. Golden Knight's going to run down the Jade Warrior crossbows and push them away. For the Dark Elves, we are largely just in Malice Darkblade territory. Everything else doesn't matter as much, but Zhao Ming takes a nasty charge, and then a Reaper of Souls drains him a little bit more as Golden Knights surround him, keep him next to Tzarkan. Can Tzarkan finish him off? Looks like he's really trying to. 1 more hit onto Zhao Ming should be enough to rout him. And he might be thinking about turning into his dragon form if he has it off cooldown as soon as possible. So Malice really needs to rout him while he's still on the ground. Another Chill Wind through the backline of these guys, and Malice dives straight into the Jade Lancers. But this should allow Zhao Ming, I mean, he should be off cooldown now. He should be able to turn into a dragon, get into the sky. And now there's no pressure. Dark Elves have no range, no flying units to stop him when he's in the sky. So if he can get up there, he can just secure Grand Cathay's leadership by being an alive lord in the sky. I think if he's staying on the ground, he might be staying for another Final Transmutation, but that's a little risky. I'm sorry, Tzeentch. How is Queek's bro called again? Could be the cool Clan Wars exclusive hero. Ska Bloodtail. Yeah. Golden Knights fighting. Oof. Cold Knight's fighting, but Bloodstorm from Malice Darkblade hurting the Jade Lancers a lot. And Cathay is running out of dudes. They're down to a half health and a 3/4 health Jade Lancer. And another Final Transmutation was getting cast, but Zhao Ming turns into his dragon form, canceling the cast of the final transmutation. That is a whoopsie. And now he's up in the air. Plain paste, I will think about it. Malice and his Darkcaster trying to kill off these Peasant Long Spears. Another Chill Wind deals with this. And oh god, Zhao Ming is going in? That seems very risky. As Zhao Ming pushes Malice around, takes a Reaper of Souls for a bit of poke damage. And can Malice hit him again before he gets off the ground? Nope, Zhao Ming takes off. And the Dark Elves are chasing around some things. Looks like Cathay is trying to delay and let Malice choke himself out. Jade Lancers are going to charge the Golden Knights. And that should be the end of the Golden Knights, down to 300 HP and falling. Malice charges over to do what he can, but it's too late for those little guys. You have a Jade Warrior crossbow firing in. Malice's life is leeching away from him, and Zhao Ming just gets as far away as possible to stay nice and safe. Another Chill Wind down the line of these Jade Lancers as Malice beats him up. I can cast this at ×2 speed at this point, as it is just, can Malice kill everything or not? He's trying. Some stuff is shattering off in the distance. Jade Lancers charge in and then charge out. Malice is trying to chase those guys down. He's taking significant damage at this point. And Zhao Ming dives in, which is insane to me. And he transforms as a Chill Wind comes down the side. He wants to throw out a Final Transmutation, but this is the riskiest thing I've ever seen, my guy. Malice dives on him, gets the hit, routes him, but Final Transmutation is going to hit. Is not overcast, so a mild Final Transmutation, but it's getting the job done, and Zhao Ming is currently escaping. As Grand Cathay is starting to charge back in with these guys, Malice needs to just pursue Zhao Ming. But the Jade Lancers get in his way. Zhao has enough leadership to rally already. Another Chill Wind down the side of all of these Jade Lancers doing good damage, and Malice gets free. Zhao Ming has enough leadership, but Malice needs to get after him. It looks like he is. He's charging down that guy. Any chance of an SFO tourney? Not really. No, Malice, where are you going? Kill Zhao Ming, please! Oh, no! Oh, no! He turns around to try and save his caster, which is a doomed effort, but that is going to allow Zhao Ming to get back to safety, keeping the Grand Cathay leadership healthy, and he might even get another Final Transmutation off. Damn. Any chance of an SFO tourney? Probably not. Every mod tournament I've ever tried, ever, has resulted in, like, a ridiculously low number of signups, where, like, less than 5 people sign up. So it's just, like, I've been burned by it too many times to try it anymore. Zhao Ming is going to get to safety, and Malice is now completely blocked up in Jade Lancers. That is a whoopsie that could cost him everything. Bounce power still 50-50, though. Malice is heal capped, meaning his time is even more finite as he gets worked down here. Don't know if he has Bloodstorm or Reaper of Souls up. Zarkan taking big damage, trying to fight back against the last of the Cathayans. There's a Reaper of Souls doing good damage. It would normally heal him, but he's already heal capped. Zhao Ming turns into his dragon form briefly. Peasant Longspear is going to rout as Malice pushes them all off, but there's a full Jade Lancer he still has to deal with. He's down to 600 HP, 500, 480, and he is down. Gotta finish that Lord. Gotta finish that Lord. Alright. For Heimdallar, 2,600 value for Malice. His Dark Shards got rolled. Golden Knights overall did fine. His Medusa did okay. The Chill Wind caster did well. And then Bleak Swords mostly got wrecked. Bolt Throwers did fine. For Complex Slayer, Zhao Ming did great. Fire and Rocket struggled. Got shut down very, very early. Jade Lancers did well. Jade Warrior Crossbows did very well. Peasant Long Spears mixed but overall good. Jade Warriors mixed but overall good. GG. GG. Very close game. Suitable for the finals, but Complex Slayer will be our winner today. Crisp 3-hour stream. Nice job, everybody, playing your games on time and getting through them in short order. I gotta get going. I have a million things to do, and I got 600 messages while I was streaming, which probably a lot of it has to do with house hunting stuff. So, goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. No, wait. I should raid. Hold on. Let's find if there's somebody we can raid. Turin. What's Turin streaming? Age of Empires. Disgusting. Utterly disgusting. Sure. Alright, and then customization, redirect, this one. What the hell? There we go. Save. Oh, I'm ending the stream. Goodbye, go raid PZA or whatever.